There we go. Hello and welcome to DCP Live, episode number 154. It's an interesting week because we got Fallout first up. It's always interesting when Fallout's here because he's Fallout.
Is that good or bad?
It's both. You know, it's a mixed bag. Let's be honest, right?
All right.
Yeah. But
that's why Pope and everyone's not here, right? They were like, "Who's the guest?" Oh, it's Fallout. Oh, I'm sick.
I'm getting real sick, man.
Pope, Watts, and Briar, all three have fallen ill this week, sadly. So, Blessious, welcome back, because
thanks
you
for having
graciously came back as well to fill the podcast void, right?
Oh yes, the podcast void.
Yes, exactly.
We were doing that voice for like the last 10 minutes.
Just talking all snooty.
Yes.
Yeah,
I
exactly.
like my chicken nuggets spicy. Yeah.
Spicy nugs, indeed. Yes.
I love the lineup tonight. Yeah.
Yeah.
Two special guests.
Right. So Fallout.
Yeah, thanks for having us. Yeah, sure. What's up, buddy?
How's things been, man? How's first off,
things have been good.
How's the front of facial hair going?
The front,
Fallout's
good.
front.
I got Tefty out here asking me about my front. All right. The first few weeks, very itchy.
Yeah.
Very itchy. Yeah, dude. I mean, you probably haven't felt that in a while, my friend.
An itchy beard? If I don't oil,
Yeah.
it gets itchy.
Oh, really?
Dude, I
Yeah,
never oil.
Really?
Yeah. And I just had my beard down to here, but I accidentally messed it up trimming, so I
Oh,
Look at all
that's
that.
a
There it
nightmare
goes.
right there.
Never oil.
That's a cold sweat. Waking up.
Yeah.
Oh, God, it's still there.
But
Okay.
once you kind of keep going with it, and then you go past the itchy level.
Right. Yeah.
I mean, it doesn't look fantastic. I went into the barber shop and I said, you know what? Give me the meth addicted Captain Jack Sparrow. And they said, we got you, fam.
dude, I was gonna say you got the arrow going on, the Stephen
Yeah,
Amell.
a little bit going here.
Yeah, it looks fantastic.
Yeah.
I like it,
thank you.
Fallout. Yeah.
I personally love it.
Yeah. Little known fact, guys, Fallout is actually 55 years old, and he looks like he just graduated from high school. So.
Wow, dude.
It's actually a fact. Sort of a Benjamin Button thing going on. The doctors don't really have a specific name for it, but we're getting through it together. So.
Isn't it called the Fallout?
Yeah, that's right. They
the
named
Fallout,
it after me.
yeah.
True,
Yeah.
the Fallout, yeah.
But for real, friend, Fallout. Sorry, I was about to say friend.
Fallout
no.
in France.
How-
It's catchy.
How has things been for the summer, man?
Things have been great. Just kind of doing my thing,
Yeah.
YouTubing,
Nice.
streaming, having a great time. Things have been growing. I love it. I'm waiting for ShadowKeep with bated breath, like
Yep.
I'm sure all of y'all are. Been doing a little Borderlands on the side with the fiance.
Oh,
It's been a
yeah.
lot of fun. I've had a good
Nice.
summer.
That's great. What's your most anticipated thing for ShadowKeep?
Ooh, probably a fresh take on the PvP meta.
Why would you say that?
Dude, that's my favorite time.
That's a saucy topic.
That's my
Yeah.
favorite time ever. Is like when a new patch just drops and it's just like, all right, there's no meta. You can go out, use whatever you want. It's like 2 days of that, and then all of a sudden, Glad is going to be killing things with the toaster.
Right? Yeah.
How much longer before Glad goes? But he just can't resist the siren's call of the toaster.
Yeah.
It beckons to him.
Right, that's how I think he would do it.
But I think most people would
That's the
agree
sound
with me,
Jotun
right?
made or Glad?
That's the call of the Jotun.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Be a little frustrating right now. You know what I mean? Like, or raise your hand if you're playing Iron Banner right now. All right, okay. Less into pain, a little bit of pain.
I'm trying to get Redrix. I know what you're thinking. Like, why?
Oh,
But it's
yeah.
the only weapon I don't have, and pinnacle weapon. And I'm just like, why not?
Why not
rumor
have it?
has it it's going to be quite meta.
Yeah.
That's right. Yeah.
Is that the
Really?
prediction?
Yeah, because of
That is
the
the
because of the PvE pulse buffs and stuff.
People went to, where was it? They went to a recent PAX event, and I had people like texting me. They were like, "Yo, Fallout, I think that the damage numbers are like different for the Redrix." I was like, "Word."
In PvP.
What?
And,
Yeah.
yeah. So, and then Bungie put out their huge, hey, here's the patch notes. And turns out that high impact frame pulse rifles and rapid frame are both getting a buff in PvE and PvP. So
yeah, it was
applaud Bless for going after the broadsword right now. Smart play, because it might be a really meta weapon in October.
It's gonna be Recluse too.
Recluse meta?
Recluse too.
Recluse the second.
Yeah.
Oh, Recluse 2. Okay, gotcha. Yeah.
Reclusey 2 times.
Yeah.
Reclusey 2 times.
Okay, interesting. I don't have.
Wait till you see
Well,
the
great.
Crucible with me. See?
Because I don't have Rhetoric. So
yeah,
this
neither
is
did I.
great
I never
news
went
me.
for it because I was
Ah.
just like,
Oh, thank God. That's all I needed to hear. So I don't have to hear you in the raid. You'll probably get it before then now, and then now I'm screwed. So
oh man, there's no way.
it's like Mountaintop all over again.
yeah, the mountaintop was good.
Yeah.
It's actually a question I have for later, but you know, I don't know if we want to talk about it now. I always want to know
Sure.
what we should be. You tell me after we tackle it later or not. But like prepping for the raid, I would love to hear from these guys. You know, especially with the recent changes. It's been a question I've been asking on every show. Like, as the example, right? Like I got Recluse for Crown of Sorrow, but I did not have Mountaintop. I wanted it, but like, what was it like? You really need this. We think
I've got a good one.
it's a guess, right?
Yeah, it's
Like, Redrix is a really
anyone's
good
guess.
call.
Yeah. There's a sniper rifle right now, the Soul Survivors. Let me back up.
Okay.
A minute. Mountaintop, we all know, is amazing, but now Bungie is taking away our ability to auto reload weapons with Lunafaction and the Rally Barricade. So that's going to hurt the Mountaintop. The thought of manually reloading that tube launcher after every shot makes me want to throw up in my mouth a little bit.
Right.
So we're going to be looking for new DPS weapons. And the Soul Survivor, it's not a power weapon, but I think it's still worth the farm. You can get it in Reckoning like right now, this week. Pretty
Everybody's
easy to farm for. Everybody's favorite, the Reckoning. Never heard a bad thing about it in my life.
No.
It's perfect.
Ah, never heard of it.
And there's a perk called Firing Line, which I just got on one before, like 20 minutes before coming on the show. And if you are standing near 2 or more allies, you get a 25% damage buff. And on top of that, snipers are getting a additional 20% damage buff against not only majors, but raid bosses as well.
Hmm.
So not a bad pick. It might not be your main damage dealing weapon, but definitely worth
Could
to
be
go grab one.
I was hearing some people saying that field prep is going to be like the new OP thing to also have because it makes you like just reload faster crouch. So
Yeah.
like if you have that rallying barricade or pool down there with Luna boots, you're just going to be like firing.
Moving like a machine,
Mhm.
like a firing line. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like the goal is to get your gun reloaded as quickly as possible.
Right. Yeah. That's interesting.
It's
Yeah.
gonna be interesting. It's funny. I checked my dim. I got one Soul Survivor, but not with what was it called again? Firing line.
Yeah, firing line is the damage perk, and then it also comes with 4th times the charm, which is like
do have
triple
that.
tap,
Yeah.
a little more. So like you hit 4 shots, you get 2 back in the mag.
Man,
Yep.
Kind of like a
I
Wrap
feel like
on
I
the railing
deleted that
precision
roll
hits.
several
Ooh,
times.
I have 2 right now.
Yeah.
I have firing line,
right now.
4th
No, you
time
don't.
the charm.
No, you don't.
Yes, I do.
my man.
Blessious is a
man.
liar. Get him off the show.
I am not
Yeah,
with
liar.
extended mag 2, dude.
This is
Hold
what
up your
happens
monitor
when
in
you
front of the
hoard all
camera.
your drops.
Yo,
Nailed it.
I want to see your
Dirty
monitor
weapon
right now.
hoarders
No, I'm
unite.
joking.
You want to see it? How do I?
I'm joking. Don't. I'm joking.
No, I'm gonna DM you. A
Show me
screenshot right now.
your piece, Bless, is what Brandon is trying to tell you. Did you guys
Wow.
hear about like Jotun is
Hey, 4th time's
apparently
the charm.
are you hearing about the controversy about Jotun right now? The toaster from
toaster.
hell.
No.
Yes.
Okay,
If you, so
Time.
What's his name? YouTuber, really good. Error. I'm probably butchering the pronunciation. Error. I don't know what it. EHROAR. So
Oh yeah. I thought it was
So-
Ero. I don't know how to say. I thought it was
I don't know how to
but
pronounce his name,
Chad
but
will
I
tell
watch.
us.
But I watch his content. And he's a video. Glad retweeted this because we think it might be a problem. Because the Jotun is a disgusting. Like there were 2 people and they killed Riven, like super quickly, just the 2 of them with Jotun. And apparently it is tied to frame rate, which is
Yeah.
what they just
We've
discovered.
had this conversation.
We've-
Is this on
yeah.
console though? They have
Is it-
PC.
It's on PC.
So is it like
but the thing is,
explosions? Explosions procking extra, creating extra damage?
something like that. I really didn't look into it too deeply. I just saw the health bar on Riven like, "Ooh," and I was like, wow. And people are, I think, if I might be remembering the situation wrong, but people are worried because we have the raid right around the corner and everyone's going for the world's first. And if you're on PC with a really high frame rate, you're doing even more damage with the Jotun. So it's like potentially unfair. to people going for world's first on console.
So wait,
So
do
you're
they
saying
have
I
the?
need a new PC.
2080 Ti.
If you want that belt.
2080 Ti.
So were they running like above 140? You mean, or 180?
150.
So
Yeah.
yeah,
Stuff I was saying.
ridiculously high.
Because I don't know anyone who can run. You
Ridiculous?
can't really run Destiny.
Ridiculously high.
Yeah.
What do you run
That's
it, Tef?
insane.
Ludicrously high, my friend.
I mean, 150 is my
Check
average.
into it. Check into it later.
Your average. It's not. Your
where I
average is not like
average. Come on
250. Okay. Got to get above 240, Tef. That's the real.
When you're
Challenge.
averaging above 200, then I'll be impressed.
Yeah. You got to go, because if you got a 240 hertz monitor, you got to average 250.
That all
and
that
then-
headroom's going to waste.
Then you'll be
right?
good.
Yeah, exactly.
No,
my
you
God.
want that though. I mean, you'll never miss.
Yeah,
That's it.
Hit or miss?
'Cause every refresh, you have a frame.
you're
That's what
seeing
I'm saying.
all
That's the goal.
of the info,
Yeah.
everything.
But a PC, it's a stupid nerd note, but if you like play, say, 144 hertz monitor, right, you should be shooting for a frame rate of like 160 or, above. So that way, some people try to shoot for 144, in other words, right? But it's
Yeah.
worth noting. Because then you'll never miss a frame when it's refreshing,
Yeah,
seemingly.
but Jotun
the
apparently
goal.
is broken from that stuff, and this has happened multiple times.
yeah.
Thousand
Yeah.
Voices had the same bug where it seems like it's explosion based type of thing where the frames are calculating extra damage from explosions because that's what happened with Thousand Voices as well.
I think you're right, and it's a bunch of different things. Like, remember there was that time where people thought the colony was broken,
Yeah.
and turns out that if you had a high frame rate,
That's
the
right.
robot spiders would not track as well. You had to tank your frame rate in order to get the spiders
Yep.
to work properly.
Yeah.
That's so
Strange.
weird.
Yeah, it's very strange.
Well, you think about it, it's like it has a process that runs only so many times to track an enemy, and if that process is linked to frame rate, then that gets zeroed out super quick. As opposed to
guess
having
so,
a
yeah.
stagger of when it gets procced.
Yeah. I want a new exotic weapon called frame rate. And
I'm listening.
it actually does react to your frame rate setting, and then that's it. That's
That
the
sounds
perk.
like a Borderlands gun, honestly.
It does.
totally
It really
does.
does. Hefty's like, I'm never taking it off.
Yeah, it'd be like the
Yeah.
gun would be frame rate, and the flavor text would be
Dude.
like the Church of Unlimited.
Sure.
Yes.
The Church of Unlimited.
Unlimited frames.
I just realized, Jotun is also like the porcelain pipe bomb, Taft.
Yeah,
Gets in there.
exactly.
You know that crazy nade that
Yeah,
just
linked
keeps
to frame explosions.
procking
Yeah,
something. Yeah.
right.
Oh man.
One thing, just tying back into this, for those that don't know, a bunch of people went to Bungie today, and like they're legally obliged not to say anything.
Yeah, I didn't even know
But-
people went. I missed that.
I know, I missed the invite too, Pepe.
Nah, I didn't mean
But-
that. I wasn't hating on it.
I know, same, but
I can
but,
tell. Same, but
anyway,
hold it back.
a person that went and his name rhymes with Pato said that they're limiting the raid to 30 frames for PC, so no one can do it.
Yeah, I'm
Wait,
sure.
dude,
No, I'm
exactly
just
right.
joking.
Here,
I'm
get
just
out of
joking.
here. That'd be
That was like the
so
biggest
funny.
Blessious setup. Oh my god.
I don't know.
That was great.
I
That
want to
was-
believe it.
Yeah,
I'm gonna
for like
believe
a
it.
half a second.
Yeah.
Bungie's like, nah, you gotta do 30, guys.
You gotta
Yeah.
do 30. Come on.
You gotta do 30.
It's part of
A lot
contest
complaints.
rules.
Yeah, and there's no way we can prevent it either. It's the honor system, all right?
It's honor- yeah, it's
on,
the honor
We're gonna be
system.
going through on Twitch. It looks really
I
fast.
like that.
We're gonna slap
Yeah.
your wrist a little.
Oh.
The honors.
I
You have
like
to go
that.
into
Actually, that would-
OBS and manually like tone it down.
Yeah. No, I like the idea that it's part of contest rules, and the game just will not run above 30. They just implement a hot fix. It's like you can't. We won't allow it. It's like your new, your new settings in your visual settings. It's like
Hilarious.
they only go to 30 now, and your FOV has to be 75 as well.
Yeah.
So.
You've
Taft
gone
almost
too
spit his
far.
coffee out.
You've gone too
He's
far,
like-
man.
Yeah, you're giving Tefty nightmares over
Oh,
here.
claustrophobia.
Man. Okay, so we got Soul Survivor and Jotun on the
Oh,
list.
by the
of
way, I
make sure
wanted
you
to
have.
join in on the dog pile of guess what? I got it too. I looked in my vault. Soul Survivor with the perks. What was it? Fourth time.
You got firing
charm?
line and
Firing
fourth time's
line
charm.
and 4 times the charm.
Yeah, and appended mag.
Dude, my man.
Ooh.
So
What's
Yeah,
the
that'd be-
barrels on that? I got a
Use
hammer
the
forged
horde.
and corkscrew.
let me look
Hammer
real quick.
Forged is good for range. I think Hammer Forged is just straight 10 range. What was the other one?
Corkscrew.
Corkscrew.
Yeah, that's like
Corkscrew.
5 range, 4 stability,
and-
5.
Is it
handling.
range and handling or range and stability? Can't remember corkscrew. off the
Range
top
and
of my head.
handling plus 5 for corkscrew. I'm
And then
hovering
That
over
sounds
it.
correct. That sounds.
And then it has a range masterwork online.
Range is good. We like range on a sniper.
Yeah.
Damn. I got
Mine came with demolitionist.
stability on the masterwork,
Yep.
corkscrew, and fluted barrel on the barrels.
All right.
So yeah,
I like
not
how we're
bad.
getting everybody so excited about Soul Survivor now.
Yeah, thanks.
I do. I'm
It all
pumped
spec-
right now.
And listen, tomorrow in the Reckoning rotation, tomorrow at reset is heavyweight. So it's even easier to farm for the Soul Survivor if you're just going with a team. Grab your best solar power. If you have a 1K, it'll be great. There is a year 1 grenade launcher, which is solar, 150 RPM, and drops with spike grenades. I think it's something courageous.
Transit?
No.
Oh yeah.
Oh, Courageous Fortune. Yeah.
Courageous
Out-
Fortune.
Is it
Pull it
Courageous?
out of
Is
the-
outrage?
I think that no, wait. I think we're combining two. It's the Outrageous Fortune is the one you get from Zavala.
Okay,
I have
yeah,
it on me
sorry.
right now. It's called
Sorry, that was my bad.
Courageous Surrender. You can pull it from the
Oh.
collections from year 1. It is solar and it comes with
My bad.
spike grenades. Perfect for farming.
Oh,
It's a solar burn.
What's his
Freaking
just
Cujo
had a dog
showed
attack.
up
Tomorrow.
and
so get into the Reckoning and
Blessious,
farm
man.
tomorrow.
Blessious almost died from a dog attack. Jesus.
yeah, a dog heart attack apparently. He
I'm
was
good.
like,
Sorry, I apologize.
"It's all right, man. You okay?"
Whew,
You
scared
were
the crap
startled,
out of me,
dude.
You're good, buddy.
It startled me.
He's still reeling. This is why you got to watch the show live, everybody. Twitch.tv/DCP_live
Yeah.
or our YouTube channel. Make
If you
sure to
see it
like
live,
and
you'll be
subscribe.
blown away by the dog actually going by his camera.
Dude,
in
it's
real
4D,
time.
dude.
Yeah.
Did it fly? I actually was looking away at my
looks
dim.
great.
Did it like fly in front of his face? Like if you slow motion, he's like, no.
Summon.
Exactly. Okay, so Reckoning Farm, Solar is
That's
tomorrow.
right.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that's a good prep to get that Soul Survivor.
There you go.
Yeah.
Oh, good thing I don't have to prep.
Yeah. So if
But other
in between
Oh yeah.
doing all of your Iron Banner matches, because it's the greatest game mode ever constructed in mankind, you could take breaks trying to go for a Soul Survivor.
Yeah.
you can take breaks.
Yeah.
You could take a break from being
can-
frustrated with one thing to be frustrated by
Yeah.
a completely new thing.
You could be like,
Great.
this third eye mask is so heavy. I think I need to like take it off, go to a different mode, use something else for a little bit.
And Titan Salt. So in addition to those, like, I mean, is it also going to be do we still think it's the obvious weapons? Like we should have, 1,000 Voices.
Sure.
Darcy. But we should go
Yeah.
through them real fast. 1,000 Voices, Darcy.
Whisper of the Worm is going to be like up there because now we
That
can't
surprises me.
auto reload anymore, but the Whisper
Yeah.
can.
So it's back in rotation.
Whisper's kind of been going up and down. Yeah, back in the
Oh,
rotation.
yeah.
What's
It's your Whisper.
Do we know?
This
I
was
was thinking
it.
Masterworked.
Right. Masterwork. Yeah.
Well,
What was that? Yeah, I didn't.
I said get it Masterworked.
Yeah. Bless you.
Oh,
Do you not
yeah.
have Masterworked?
if you can. Sure.
Or the Catalyst as well.
Catalyst. Yeah, I get that.
Yeah. Oh, sorry.
Catalyst.
Yeah, I was
There
like,
you go.
Whoa, sorry.
That's it.
I knew
That's
what you
what-
meant.
I knew what you meant.
Well, it's-
Casual over here.
yeah.
Catalyst,
The,
Masterwork, they're kind of synonymous with that stuff. So when it comes to
Tomato,
exotics.
tomato.
We think we're gonna see any play from machine guns like Thunderlord or
Maybe.
yeah. I know it's all speculation, but it's fun
Yeah.
to think about now in the new meta because it's not like just have mountaintop or
Exactly.
So I was going to ask also
spike nades,
with the reserves with
swarm.
with Whisper. What is the max reserves you can get with stack and perks?
Good question. I'm not sure.
Because it's been out of rotation. I haven't used it in a long time.
For a while.
What was the question?
Yeah.
For Whisper,
How
Worm,
much ammo?
Yeah.
Like, yeah, can you get in the reserves of the Whisper?
Yeah.
Oh, I remember. Look, for some reason I had a number like 16 in my head. I have no
I'd
idea.
be able to look it up.
I have it right here though, but
But like with like maxed out
with- when
armor
you-
and all
Yeah.
of this really
Yeah.
good,
Because
I think chat told us before, and it.
Did they?
well, if there was a scenario where
23
you
is
want to
coming
use
up in
that
chat.
plus the Soul Survivor, potentially, like you could, because that would obviously extend those
Yeah.
Oh yeah, because souls
Extend
in
those
there.
reserves.
Do
So-
both. Yeah,
yeah.
for sure.
Or we could use Mountaintop and Recluse.
That's
interesting to hear
Shove it in
what's
the pipe every time,
new and
that's all.
exciting. Yeah.
Yeah.
You just shove it in the pipe, forehead. It'll be fine.
But it. Yeah, exactly. But I think about this stuff a lot now because I'm worried that like we all do, we show up in ShadowKeep and maybe took a little bit of a break or whatever, and then you're like, oh man, why didn't I didn't get truth yet, for example, but I don't think that's gonna be like for the raid anyway. Like I need that, right?
You can need those 3 rockets, man.
I'm really disappointed, Fran. I can't believe you don't have truth. This is unbelievable.
I know. I haven't finished. It's on my list now. So.
Big to-do list.
Yeah.
Maybe
Hey, here's a
21 is Whisper. I remember that number. It came up in chat.
You know,
somewhere
I'm
around there.
gonna do it. I'm gonna quick self plug. I put a video on my channel the other day. Top 10 weapons. Top 10 weapons to get between now and ShadowKeep.
Oh, that's my question.
A mixture of both PvE and PvP. So good stuff in there. Check it out. Already a few weapons we mentioned.
This is great.
Whisper and the Soul Survivors. A lot of
Your
good
channel
stuff is coming. You know.
What else?
Channel on YouTube is Fallout Plays.
YouTube.com/Falloutplays.
There you go.
Yeah.
Support the
What
man.
else we got on that list? I mean, we're talking mostly about PvE right now.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm thinking about the raid. Like, because we'll
Thinking
have
about
plenty
the
of time
raid, sure.
after. It's literally the 3 or 4 days we have to be like, oh man.
Wendigo is going to be a good choice. If you don't have,
I don't have Wendigo yet.
you could go for that now. If you want to
Made it
bang
easier
your
to
head
get.
against the wall, you could go for the Swarm of the Raven.
I have that, thankfully.
Yeah.
Relevant.
Oh, you do.
for
If
this
you
week.
have the Swarm,
I was the
you're-
luckiest.
Yeah.
I had, there was someone on the show. It rhymes with Pato. And we were going over the, but we were going over it on the show. And I was like, wait, what do I, and I was like, oh, I was just like, it was sitting there from an old Iron Banner. I had it. So, but yeah, Swarm of the Raven, you think will still be relevant, despite the reload issue.
The good thing
better
about the
than
Swarm of the
Mountaintop.
Raven is that it's not a single shot grenade launcher. It's the drum. So you can at least get like maybe, you know,
5.
say 5 or whatever. There's
Yeah.
probably 5 shots.
5 or
on
6,
it.
yeah.
So
Yeah.
still a pain in the butt. And the Swarm of the Raven is going down like a hair because they're nerfing the tractor cannon. That was like the whole thing
Right.
that the Raven brought to the table. It's like, oh, it's a void grenade launcher. So if you tap them with the tractor cannon,
It was
then you
50%
just-
buff before.
you just dogpile on the void damage with the Raven. But so now the tractor cannon, it's going to give the buff equally, no matter if it's a void or an arc or solar. So you
Right.
could even use an outrageous fortune if it has spike grenades on it. You just need like a really good grenade launcher. Either one
Yeah.
with spike grenades or the Wendigo. Take your pick.
Yeah. High RPM. You'll be set.
Yeah. I've been collecting all,
It's gonna be
all the
fun, man.
flavors. I've got all 3.
All the flavors.
I have, yeah.
And you have all those edge
Every-
transits with
every
spike nades,
flavor
dude.
of the rainbow.
I've got a few edge transits. Yeah.
Do you still have like 50 of them?
Is that even a
100?
question? Why,
He does.
why would I not?
He did.
Yeah. Can't get
the-
rid
One
of
does
it.
not
Edge train,
simply.
Yeah.
part
Yeah.
of history.
You think I'm
Rock
gonna delete
hard.
my like 401k out of the vault? Jesus, man.
No,
We
no,
needed we needed the Ron Howard narration on that. Really? He did.
He-
Yeah, no, I'm looking forward to it though. To be quite honest, the fact that we get to have this conversation, be unsure of it, I think is exciting.
Yeah.
You know, we'll see how it lands, but the fact that I'm not just walking in with a whisper, I was always supportive of that. And as much as I want to get use out of it again, it's nice to have moved on to other weapons. But now those weapons, I'm glad to move on from those. And who knows, maybe there'll be something in the game to get for the raid. But I'm skeptical of that in just a few days. But maybe.
It's possible.
Yeah.
You know, there usually is something that they've sprinkled in the sandbox within the first, you know, initial release of something. But it's tough to know, obviously, because it's
The Fate Bringer.
it's a
Oh,
it's a
cat's out of the bag. No, I'm just
Fate Bringer come back.
no, what? In an exotic Fate Bringers in the game? No, I never said that.
No, Zavala's gonna
I'm
sell.
totally messing.
It's,
Are you guys going for the day one raid? Are you
Always.
going for it?
always day one?
I'm
raid.
legally
My
not
man.
allowed to.
Good man.
legally not allowed to say.
Yeah.
Legally, contractually obligated.
I cannot say right now.
That's great. I'd like to know if you have any thoughts about that 5 days of going for the raid on what to do.
Isn't it weird that it's on a Saturday?
Oh, that is actually
awesome,
really
though.
cool that they did that. I forgot about that. I brought it up just now.
Yeah.
You know, no matter when you have the raid, it's like not 100% of the community. I'm sure there are people out there
Totally.
who work on Saturdays or whatever.
Yeah, it's plenty.
But you know, I think the
Majority.
vast majority of the player base probably Monday to Friday, 9 to 5 or whatever. And like, I do feel for people. You know what I mean? We've come a long way in terms of rating. because it used to be like they would release the raid on like what, a Tuesday, like in the afternoon, and we're like, okay, cool, thanks Bungie. I wonder which full-time streamer is gonna get worlds first.
Yeah.
Right.
But they're doing it on Saturday, which is great.
Right.
And they have the what's the modifier? The
Contest rules.
The modifier,
yeah.
which is really cool. I think that's a fantastic thing that they put in, because now like anyone really has a very good shot. And I don't know exactly what I'm going to do to prepare. I might not be the best guy to ask for that, but I do know that I'm going to be playing nonstop. Here's my advice. I'm going to glue my skinny white ass to this chair
Okay.
and just play nonstop.
Your
Just gonna
SWA.
grind. Just gonna grind
Any
like on the dance
any
floor.
brand of glue you recommend?
What's the best type
do
of
Elmer's.
glue?
Elmer's?
It's
Okay.
soft
Classic.
and warm.
Yeah.
Got to get the
Classic.
Gorilla Glue.
It's a classic.
Gorilla
type thing.
Glue.
It matches my skin tone to the Elmer's.
It's bless
so I
approved.
Okay.
like using it.
Yeah.
So what happens if you have to use the restroom? Do you just like
You
wheel
know,
yourself to the
it's
bathroom?
Probably a good idea to invest in a bucket of some kind.
Bucket's the cheapest solution. Catheter, you
Cheap
got to have some medical experience, but
Exactly.
those will get it done.
Man. Yeah, just get a trash can, and then you got a trash can nearby.
You need some candles and where you're at though, because
Yeah. I might just drill a small hole in the bottom of my chair.
Yeah, that's what.
Okay.
A small hole?
Small.
What's going on here? Like,
You wanna leave a
you
little,
want
air,
a liquid?
little room
You want
for
a
air
liquid
there.
diet,
Hole
Fallout?
type situation.
room for
Yeah.
air.
He's on a liquid diet or something. Man. I don't know.
Or
You can't make the hole too big, you fall through.
what you could do is run to Lowe's or your Home Depot and just buy a toilet.
And install it into your
Yeah.
game room?
No,
Yeah,
should be
install
your
it in the
seat.
game room. Put a gamer chair over it. Cut the hole out in the middle.
We're talking real gamer hours here, aren't we?
Yeah.
I never thought
That's
of
what
that.
we
as
call
if
a
you,
pro gamer move, right there.
your seat is in the your bedroom or an office is your bathroom,
Yeah.
Oh, that's a
and
good
you
idea.
sit on it, and
Yeah.
you put some padding, but then you're just there.
Power per hour, man.
And then
Can't
the
be
question
missing.
is,
Power per hour.
Like it.
do you leave your face cam on or not?
I mean, you're sitting down.
Yeah, as long as you're doing waist
I mean,
up.
yeah.
As long as you're not
What
breaking
can
Twitch
they
TOS.
really do?
As
Fair
long as
game.
it's not
Exactly
breaking.
right.
Fair game.
Yeah.
You can
Exactly
always
right.
mute your mic. You know?
Man, somebody out there's gonna do this. I don't think it would be a term of service thing because they couldn't prove it.
Someone's thinking,
Just
we could do
I
that.
don't know.
Do that.
Well, this show has really gone down the toilet, hasn't it?
It really it went down the
Bum, bum,
toilet.
bum,
Oh God, well done. Only on Destiny Community Podcast. I also got in a trash can banging reference, which most people out there may not know about, but Tef got it.
Yes, absolutely.
Look back previous episodes and
Yep, that's good. It's good. It's a good connection.
gotta know about your trash can banging. That was a
Yeah.
Briar special, I think.
Bless, you got any ideas on how you're going to prepare for ShadowKeep for the raid
Um,
that you may or may not be contractually obligated to do on that day?
Definitely. I'm just gonna try to make sure that I get like weapons that I want right now, and then I'm legally not allowed to say what I'm doing that day,
Okay.
so I can't. I'm just gonna be hustling
All right.
for like 72-hour stream, just going.
Serious question. Will you be consuming tacos during those 72
Oh, yeah.
hours? Yeah.
Oh yes, the spicier the better. Probably some spicy
yeah.
nuggets.
All right.
I'm liking the sound of this.
Yeah. Got to stay hydrated too, so get some White Claws.
Okay.
We're ready to go.
No laws, right? Yeah.
All
No
White
laws,
Claw
no
for
laws.
like 50 hours straight. Oh man, that'd be good.
Slamming white
And
claws.
tacos, spicy tacos, and White Claw. Oh man,
Dude,
that's what you get the
that's why you get the
Office
gamer
toilet
toilet,
ready.
dude.
Yeah,
You're
that's
gonna
right.
need that gamer toilet.
You know, in like the Nathan's hot dog eating contest where they're like slamming the dogs into the water to make it go, like Blessed is like the soft taco, he's slamming it in the White Claw. Make it go
It
down
goes down
easier.
quicker.
I feel really bad for being on the
Real
podcast
gamer
right now because I feel like I really brought this down a peg, and I'm sorry, dudes.
Oh man, yeah, I like the style.
Oh my gosh. Great. Well, I feel like I'm well informed now on how to prepare for ShadowKeep, honestly.
Good.
Indeed.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do. Going back to my original question, in all seriousness, I'm like, I know I forgot to do something You know, you guys got, you know, I'm sure you got more weapons than I do. Like I don't have a good.
Well, you
spare
did forget
rations,
to get
but
the
I'm like, I don't-
rhetorics.
Okay, that's fair. We already went over that.
I
one.
forgot too. I forgot to get
But
that.
I don't have spare rations even. Like, do you really need it though?
Spare rations.
Not
for-
necessarily.
Not for PvE, I would think.
Right.
Yeah, right? Like, I feel like a perfectly rolled spare rations is going to give you a slight edge in PvP.
Yeah.
Right?
Like I think it's that, man. I got Blast Furnace and Go Figure, and like, man, they're so good. So I know Redrix is pretty amazing though. So it's gonna be interesting.
Yeah. I'm excited to see the sandbox changes, really. Like,
Yeah.
I feel like it's long overdue.
Big time. It really is.
Right?
I'm just really tired of just like the constant super abuse. Like half of the game is like the first like 2 minutes of Iron Banner is like kind of cool, and then once you reach that level, that like it falls off
The
a
super
cliff.
spam.
The super spam, because everyone has super mods, and I don't blame them for it, because you're kind of like you kind of have to put them on to compete
yeah.
in the current meta.
Like, why wouldn't you?
And then, you
right?
know,
If you have the option,
yeah,
why wouldn't you
exactly.
actually equip those?
Right. And then, you know, Johnny Two Thumbs bottom tree striker titan is gonna just
Johnny
R1 to
Two
victory.
Thumbs.
You know, he's
R1
just gonna
to
fly
victory.
in there, R1, and then he's making 1 trillion orbs, and then they all pick up the orbs, and then
And then the blade
it just goes
barrages.
crazy, and then the blade barrage. Don't even get me started. I actually have a T-shirt, totally plug right. I have a T-shirt that says "I solo blade barrage." I'm really proud of that shirt, by the way. But
Nice.
but yeah, the super spam it's too much, and like I think
Yeah.
people are extremely tired of the meta. That goes for comp too. You know what I mean? Because the total landscape right now is people going to comp. Why? Not because they enjoy PvP. You want the recluse. You
Mhm.
want the whatever gun, the mountaintop, whatever gun you're going for. And then when you get that, it's like, hey, Bless, you wanna hop on and play comp for fun? Just like, no,
Yikes.
I would rather slam my head
You're
in a car door.
busy that day
Yeah.
because you're installing a gaming toilet into your office.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Really sorry.
Mark my words, in 20 years we'll see it.
20 years. Gaming toilet. Man, I'm registering game toilets.
GamingToilet.com.
Yeah. Big brain plays here with.
By the
Brandon.
way, this is
Buying up all
brought
these
to you by
websites.
Fran's Gaming Toilet.
Yeah.
Oh God, there's a registered Twitter.
Wow.
Don't be a quitter.
Don't click it.
Play on the shitter.
Oh! Oh my gosh, we've.
Can
Well
we all
done.
go in
There
on
it
this
is.
idea?
These
Do
are
you guys
gold
want to make the
ideas.
patent?
Someone
Can
writing
we
this
patent
down.
that?
please.
Is that possible?
Yeah, that's
No,
trademarked right now.
dude.
We need somebody in construction. Let's get
I mean, all
Clyde
you
in
need
here.
is a
He knows-
toilet and a gamer chair.
Clyde knows all about
By the way, that-
construction.
Yeah. We figured that out.
Yeah, that's definitely good stuff. What were we just talking
So-
about? Completely lost track.
I don't know. We were mostly talking about prep, like
PvP, super
Oh,
yeah,
yeah,
spamming
the
for the
meta and all
raid,
that. No,
weapons, and
I
all
just
that
want to like
junk.
highlight the fact that I feel very exhausted with the meta when I have been playing. I haven't been playing recently. I've been playing Borderlands, and it's been an incredible breath of fresh air to see all that loot happening and all that. But like, I think back to all the PvP that I played in the past summer, and God, it really needs a shakeup, like
Yeah, it does.
drastically. And Fallout, do you think that the changes that are coming are actually going to do that? Like enough?
I think they
You
might.
know?
I mean, I'm really hoping. I think the biggest thing I have a problem with is the super chaining, and I think it's going to be a little bit better. I'm worried that you still might be able to charge them quickly, but I think, correct me if I'm wrong, right? Bungie took all the incoming damage resistance and they're toning it down. So they're easier to kill.
Mhm.
Great. Again, correct me if I'm wrong. I think they're shaking up the competitive playlist completely. Right, they're going back to 3v3,
Right.
which I think is going to be pretty cool. They're bringing
I always
back.
thought it was weird that they had the 4v4 option. Like, I thought you were like taking that out, man. Why still have it?
Yeah, right? It's a
Right.
little strange. It's a little,
And,
little hangover from
yeah.
Destiny 2.
And I think they're also adding a solo queue
Right.
elimination. Am I
Yeah.
wrong? Okay,
Mhm,
which is
they
I think
split
that's
comp
great.
For comp, yeah.
'Cause I'm
That's really great.
there's a lot of people out there who really want to play, but they're like they
They
feel
don't want to get in a
as
stack
though
team.
they're at a disadvantage. Yeah, because they don't have it's like, hey, do you want to play comp? No.
Yeah.
No.
Well, there's
no.
that, but plus doing it and running into a stack team, and so it's
Yeah,
like,
and
Right.
sucks.
You don't
Yeah.
want to run into that team. You're like, oh, jeez.
Here comes
You might
Gibbs.
as well go
again.
back to orbit. You
But
know what I
then they go into that raid and they're like, "You don't have the recluse yet? What are you doing, dude?
mean? What are you
Go
doing?
into comp." And they're like, "Can you help me with comp?" They're like, "No, man, I got to
No.
install my gaming toilet, and I already have my recluse."
I
Sorry,
got
man.
so
It's a
much
continuous loop of problems that never ends. So I think it's a good idea to have that option there. We just need more options on the table. Friendlier
Amen.
Yeah,
things that are going to bring people, solo players into comp, less brutal meta. I think it's going to be a good shakeup. I'm not going to confirm best meta ever, but I think it's probably going to be better than what we have right now. So
yeah.
The Bungie ViDoc that came out, I know that they said with a renewed
segue,
focus on
Right.
PvP,
yes,
and dude, I hope so. I know when I was talking to you guys earlier, like a couple weeks ago, Mike, I'm super excited that they're bringing back elimination. And I
Same.
want to play it. I genuinely do. And like when they in the ViDoc, when you saw Twilight Gap, and you're like, I have so many memories.
Yeah.
And I'm excited to like 3v3 on that. If they ever brought back elimination into Trials Trials, I would hope. I would love it.
Yeah.
I just
Oh,
geek
yeah.
out about that. Though they better tie it back to Osiris. I don't need none of this 9 stuff. They can have their reckoning.
Mm-hmm.
Bring back.
Exactly.
Bring back Brother
call.
Vance. Make him cool. Make Vance cool again.
make Vance cool.
I don't think that's possible. Vance is written off. He's lost cause. He is. They need something. We need actual Osiris to come back and be like,
Yeah, I would agree
That
with you
would
on
be
that.
be like,
Sure.
I agree.
Osiris comes back. It's like, I did all my things. I've been in the machine. It's been crazy. Let's have a tournament, Osiris style.
Everyone's
Osiris
favorite
style.
hardcore grandpa.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Be like, oh,
Osiris
they-
comes back. He's like, I've seen some stuff in the Infinite Forest, right? He's like kicking back Jack. He's like, all right,
Yes.
new trials meta.
and
let's
every
go."
time you win a card, like you go flawless, he tells you a story.
Yes, love it.
But like a very lorific, like
Yeah.
long-winded story.
Yeah, that's like, damn, this
Yeah.
guy's
You
hard.
can't skip it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You can't skip the scene.
yeah,
to
exactly.
the point where like you're worried about him. You're like, I'm
Yeah.
not worried about Osiris.
Yeah,
Dude,
like
yeah.
he's might nut
We
up,
all,
go crazy.
we all want
That would be great.
Vance.
The only
Trials
thing
back.
about that, like from like a business standpoint, is now that Bungie is like all alone and doesn't have that Activision payola, that is an expensive actor
Oh,
who plays
Who is the voice
Osiris.
for Osiris? I don't know
He
who it
was
is.
the guy from The Mummy.
yeah.
Which guy?
Like the knight.
He's the mage.
Like he
the
was
Magi,
kind of like a
the
bad
Magi.
guy in the first one. The second one, Magi.
He's the Magi.
then-
Oh, that guy.
was like the coolest character.
Awesome dude
Yep.
with like the
Yeah.
tattoos, and he's
Yeah,
like,
he was the coolest
yeah.
character.
Oh, that guy's cool.
Yeah, he's
Yeah, I
I
super
didn't know
awesome.
he was the
Osiris.
voice of Osiris. That's awesome.
Huh.
Yeah, well, I mean,
Oh, it's
hey, I'll
Oded
I
voice
hear
Fair?
you. I hear you on that. Yeah.
Oded
Fair.
Fair.
What is it? Yeah.
I think. I'm probably butchering it.
Yeah, I can't remember. Exactly.
Yeah, it was in the Mummy and Resident Evil series for the movie.
Yeah, just let Bless voice,
Whatever, they can
Dude,
afford
that's my
Lance.
dream.
and they
One
can
day.
retcon it. Be like, why do you sound different?
I was in the Infinite Forest for years. Just go nuts.
See, it
Go
makes
nuts,
sense.
Bless.
No,
That's
this is
their only
Osiris
direction.
now, sweetheart.
Or better yet, they completely change it to that voice for Bless, and they never explain it. It's just
Oh,
Dude,
that's great.
Osiris sounds weird.
Nope.
Like, what are you talking about?
That's what
That's
happens when you've
weird.
been in the machine for so long.
right.
The force will change you, man.
Dude, maybe they should. Are we gonna get a Dinklage cameo on the moon now, man? I kind of
that would
want
be
one.
cool. That would be
Like
kind
a
of
little
he
nod.
technically
Like,
doesn't exist.
Yeah, he's probably never gonna touch this
Did
game.
you-
again,
did
even
you
if they
say,
were
Fran?
Like, hey,
a little nod.
okay, that was not.
Wow.
That was. You're on fire tonight, man.
Wow.
Don't be a quitter.
I'm a little too wound up right now. but
I like it.
I thought that was an intended. I was like, I didn't
No.
want it to go.
I would
by
love to. I'd
unnoticed.
love to say that I was that much wit at the moment.
Wasn't there like an RNG chance if you did that one mission that it would trigger the Dinklebot one? It's like the mission in D1 where like the hive rooms would like unlock, and it's the first time entering and seeing like Thrall come at you, and like I
Woken
Hive.
believe like we've woken the hive.
We've woken the
Wasn't there
hive.
like an RNG chance for it? Like you can do it
come
right
back?
now in D1.
Oh,
Yeah,
really?
like,
That you'd
it's
get
like-
the Dinklage one? I don't know.
Yeah,
I had no idea.
I don't. That's the rumor.
I feel like
heard.
somebody told you that in chat and you believe
That
them.
sounds like a dream you had. You woke up
Probably.
and believed it.
It was Osiris, man. He
I
told me
heard it.
I hear
It was
him in my
Os-
thoughts.
How did he
Yeah.
sound when he said it?
I heard that actually from my uncle who works at Nintendo. So
Oh,
Right.
uh,
My uncle works at
that's
Nintendo.
great.
It's the best, like schoolyard. Like my uncle works
Right.
there, and there's a new Nintendo 128. So I feel like, man, should we talk about the documentary? I mean, I hate to, or the ViDoc.
Yeah,
Yeah,
sure.
absolutely.
I don't
That was
want to be a
great.
buzzkill, but
Kick it off, buddy.
it's just a warm up.
Yeah, go for it, friend. Kick it off.
Oh, I guess I'm kicking up. Well, there was like a 10 to 12 minute ViDoc this week. The Moon and Beyond, is that what it was? I think it was called. Anyway, awesome new ViDoc that Bungie released. I personally feel like it might be their best one yet. I felt like when I watched it, for me, it was,
Best?
in terms of the most complete of saying, now why are y'all judging me on this?
I'm not
It's
judging.
interesting.
You
I'm
know,
just-
I wanna hear
Actually,
from-
the
I'll take
Halo
it back.
2
No
ViDoc
judging
back
at
in
all.
2004
Okay, but-
is the best.
What I'm getting at is telling us the motivations for the changes in the game, exactly what's coming in the game to the best they can, versus like sometimes you get quick comments and like some B-roll and you're like, like we're hearing from him, but the detail I felt was more complete. And this, I've produced many video features like this. I felt like, man, they really told us a lot of what was coming. I thought it was structured well. I'm curious what you guys think since you were laughing at me.
They feel very confident by the looks of it on what they're delivering, and makes me very excited to see all this stuff and just jump into ShadowKeep. Like seeing all that and what their vision, how they want to take year 3 for Destiny 2 makes me go, let's do it. I can't wait.
Yeah.
I can't wait to get all this stuff and see what happens as the year unfolds.
Yeah,
and
and
I wasn't saying like the ViDoc was bad. I was only teasing, but like,
Bless.
I love the fact that they go through and show things on computers. I love
Mm-hmm.
that they have like this whiteboard and like they're writing stuff out and you can read it. Season of the Deleted, can't wait. You know, no, seriously, like it is cool. And
cool to see
you're right, like they do seem confident, but at least they're being remotely transparent and showing that I'm excited. You got me
Yeah,
excited.
It was looking really good. I like the direction that they're taking. I feel like, again, you said they feel confident, and they definitely are sounding that way.
Yeah.
And I like how I feel like they have like something written up on a plaque, because Luke Smith kept saying, I wrote it down. It's like
Action
to
MMO?
change Destiny into a single evolving world. They kept saying that over and over. Single evolving world, and they also throw around the action MMO, just like they want Destiny to feel more like a unique MMO experience where the world continually evolves over time, and they want to have us being able to have that feeling like, oh man, I was there when this happened. Were you there? Like, I was awesome. I remember when that happened.
Yeah, that exactly. They kept reiterating that it's an action MMO, right? In a single evolving world that you can play anywhere with your friends, I believe was the
Yep, that's
Anywhere
the
and
quote.
anytime.
Yeah.
The cool thing that I thought was like to fix the timelines, not for this season, but next one, where like I think it was Luke Smith that wrote it on, and like it was for like next season, not the one that's coming up in a couple days, but the one after that, and it's like fixed timelines. So I'm very curious about like what that means, because like I know like when you get an expansion, like you get Curse of Osiris, oh, we're going to Mercury, 2 tokens and a blue, and then you go on all of a sudden go to Mars. But I guess those two stories never connect. But I'm curious, how's it
They
going to
They're
connect?
going to
some of
finally
that.
thread
That's-
that needle all the way through.
Yeah.
They're finally
Yeah,
going to
they-
bring back the Exo Stranger, and it's going to tie it all together.
Anna Bray's sister, that was confirmed.
Glorious.
Oh yeah, you're right.
what?
But who is she talking
the-
to? Huh?
Yeah.
Be right there. What? 1 second. Be right there. Gotta go.
No, I don't have time to explain. Peace, dude.
Yo,
Wait,
here's this gun. Enjoy.
Yeah.
Is that Anna Bray's sister? Are you serious about that?
Yeah,
Has
yeah.
been-
Wasn't it confirmed?
Where'd that come from? I don't know. What's the source on that? That's all right if you don't know. Channel tell us.
I saw it on Wikipedia.
Well, nobody can update those without full
I saw it on a
permissions.
Reddit post with one of.
I do think that's it was one of the biggest things though, is they stressed with the story, they said, look, with seasons, we had a lot of just different stuff happening last season. We learned a lot from that. And this season is going to be an arc. And they really stressed that. And that is one thing I'm excited about. I think we got some really cool cutscenes and moments, everything with Aldrin to Cade to, there was stuff in there, but it was very disparate. And that, like, all the seasons are going to tie together and conclude. And they actually said, they're like, wait until the end. You're really going to want to be there, and that's exciting to me.
Yeah, I'd say that's the most interesting takeaway from that video, because, like, obviously we could try to hash out all the details of that video, but it would be impossible on an audio podcast. But the biggest takeaway from me was them saying, you haven't seen anything yet until the end of year 3 for Destiny 2. And I was like, really?
Yeah.
What does
those are big plans in place.
That's lofty to say.
Why not just put that content now before you make it free?
Forehead. Yeah. Right.
Gosh.
Good call, Blessious. All right. You got the new job, man.
Yeah,
Smart.
I'm actually starting
IQ.
my new job at Bungie tomorrow.
Nice.
That's what he's doing on
as
October
a
5th. He
director
can't
of
tell
memes.
super
us.
smart, man.
Director of
New
memes.
title, yeah.
Director of memes.
Director of memes and future.
Honest day's work.
But yeah, I'm excited for that. I've never even been like a deep lore guy, but just knowing that the seasons are going to come, they're each going to have these moments and themes. We know that things will happen to conclude each season. Something, seemingly will happen, and things will go away. And right, that things expire. Your artifact expires, right? So there's going to be a lot happening. That's what I'm most excited about. Like, we haven't seen a Destiny like this that has so much tie through. Like you said, it'd be like, I don't know, I guess there's something called Dark Below, there's something called Taken King, or now Curse of Osiris. I love all those, by the way, except Curse. But
Curse of Oof.
What's wrong with Curse?
we've come to expect that they're compartmentalized, I guess is the point.
Yeah.
And I'm really interested to see if they really stick to their guns on that. And even looking back at Destiny 1, each kind of had, like, Taken King was my favorite.
They did mention,
but now to have
they did mention
Okay.
how they can course correct fast if something isn't working. They mentioned that in that ViDoc as well, about how, like, hey, if this isn't hitting the community correctly, it's up to them to change things as fast as they want, as opposed to having to wait for confirmation of certain timeline changes and all that. So I find both of those things interesting. How, like, we're gonna have some sort of continual thread that's gonna change, and some expirational type of content. Don't know exactly how big that content's gonna be, but then also have this end of the year, like, extravaganza that they're talking, like, this is the most unique time in Destiny ever that's going to happen at the end of next year. And it's like, whoa, okay.
Yeah.
And if things aren't working, they can throw that out, do something different. And
Big promises.
it's a lot of big
The
promises.
age of triumph.
They seem like they're on the right track. And I thought it was really interesting when, you guys brought up that whiteboard. They're all writing on the whiteboard. But if you look, it was like year 3, year 4, year 5, year 6, year 7. I don't think it's going to be that far for just D2. But but I do think they're going to keep D2 going for a while. I don't know about you guys. I'm not in any particular, like, we need D3 right now. Like, I'm fine with D2 just to keep pushing out, like, this new narrative of the evolving world. Like, they're not just going to keep, the old model is piling like a Jenga pile until your machine is like, okay, Destiny 2 is like 5 terabytes now. We can't keep doing this.
Destiny is a
it's
thick boy. It's like 100 gig right now.
Yeah.
It's a thick boy. They want to keep
If you got to reinstall
morphing
that,
it and changing it. Yeah.
It's on my
But I
SSD,
like that
man.
they're planning so far ahead. You know what I mean? Clearly, they're not going to show us the whole whiteboard, but
right.
But I thought it was cool.
But they're talking about the whole year also, which I think is great. That they're like, all right, this is a year of content, starting with ShadowKeep. Things are going to get interesting, and the last season is going to be like, goddamn. So that's great. Before you say so, I do question, though, about whether or not they plan on continuing with D2 past next year. Like, I really wonder.
Yeah, it's a really good
Like, if they're going to be
Changing your
like,
tune now.
well, I don't know, because the new consoles are coming out, and while I do agree that they should expand the game, like, I would like that the game to keep on expanded and all that. There's inherent problems with the fundamentals, with, like, how it's handled on current console and all that. Like, you want to see wider field of view and you want to see 60 FPS on next gen. Like that sounds something like people really want that, obviously. And also dedicated servers, you know?
Yeah, I can't echo that enough.
Yeah.
And it's kind of funny because if you think about it, let's see, this would technically be our Rise of Iron, right? In Destiny 2.
Yep.
So let's take it off PlayStation 4 and Xbox, baby. Let's put those on Xbox 2 and PS5. Let's go.
Sure, yeah.
I'm just joking, but if you think about it, of the age of the consoles.
I've talked to a few people who are like, I want D3 right now. I'm like, definitely no. Because like we have to
That would be a big yikes.
Right, for the next. That would be a big yikes.
Mhm.
We should definitely wait for let it marinate. Let the flavor. It's like you're making a stew in the kitchen. Let the flavors get to know each other a little bit. Let's wait for the new generation, because even though there are a ton of people playing on PC right now, we don't want to have the gap. You know what I'm talking about? Like the platform gap. Because like PCs are just these things that like it's not just owned by one company. You can customize your PC. Like Johnny 26 is not opening up and customizing his PS4. You know what I mean? Like we don't want the game to be held back by the limitations of the current consoles.
Mm-hmm. Agreed.
Yep.
Yeah. Like the new consoles, the specs look like current medium to high end PCs right now. Yeah. And that is fantastic because a current to medium high end PC plays some beautiful games, beautiful graphics, beautiful physics simulations that can happen with that. So if they have all that hardware baked into what a Destiny 3 looks like and the potential to be able to grow that content, like that, I feel like that's the dream right there, is a D3 that has these things that we would love to see evolve, including the dedicated servers for PvP, right?
Yeah.
And fundamental changes that, like they've learned their lessons from D2 launch and all those problems, and they've been basically, they said in the ViDoc, they broke those bones and have been resetting those bones in Forsaken, and now, or I guess their ShadowKeep is resetting them or something like that. But they've essentially made the analogy how they had laid some wrong bones in D2, broke them, and are resetting towards a new future in that. And I feel like at a certain point, D3 is inevitability with that stuff, so they can actually have 60 FPS, field of view sliders, an engine change, so dedicated servers are a realistic possibility for PvP. Yeah.
Dedicated servers.
Dedicated servers.
I actually want
dedicated servers.
Servers.
But the one thing is I saw someone in the DCP chat say the next 5 years of Destiny, something was mentioned of Destiny 2. Mm-hmm. Something was like that. I don't remember the right quote, but I don't know. Like I'm the kind of guy that would like to see Destiny come like into this World of Warcraft thing where like, hey, if I want to go fight Atheon, I can. Hey, if I want to fight, Riven, I can. And then maybe with Destiny New Light, it's all of a sudden Destiny New Light, not 2.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm kind of thinking we should drop the number because like the more we push Destiny towards this vision of like it's just a constantly evolving, updating, changing world. Like it doesn't, you know what I mean? Because they can just keep updating.
Yeah, but that's I agree with you, by the way. Yeah. But at the end of the day, it's still based on something. So which engine is it? Which console engine is it? Which code base is it? Meaning what game? So like I'm with you, but I've had this discussion a number of times with the folks here, and for me, it's always been like, yeah, I'm not looking to like jump to 3, but I think I've always said 2021 was the year that I'm hoping we kind of go through. Yeah, we get through this year, and then another year wave, one more year after that, but we're stretching it at that point. But that's the perfect time because, we know Xbox next, Scarlet launches next year with Halo, but that's going to be barely making it out the door when you think of the tech and the price and the games and all that, I think.
Sure.
And then that'll give us a whole year. And then that's another thing that I'd hoped would happen is, we do get a port of Destiny 2 in the content, just like we've seen to Stadia and PC. And now we'll get it on Xbox Scarlet and maybe if there's a PS5. And you still play that for a year and they'll run at 60, hopefully. But it'll be based on this. But then we move into, hopefully, 2021, whatever it's called, something new.
That timeline,
I agree with
sense.
everything.
Destiny Infinity.
Yeah, a true
Destiny
action.
Jumbo.
A true action MMO base. Wait, what'd you call it?
Jumbo.
Destiny Jumbo.
Dude, Destiny, the
Jumbo.
Infinite Forest. No, really, that's all you get.
No, really, that's it.
No,
That's it.
for real.
What were you gonna say,
like
Bless?
that.
You had a thought.
Oh, I just was gonna say, Fran, I 100% agree with everything you said about Destiny, and like I would love it to see, like maybe before Destiny 3 or whatever they do, like the year before it when they're releasing this new expansion, and like they like, hey, by the way, there's like this Xbox Scarlet version or PS5 version, and like, hey, you can play it right now, and like PS4 and Xbox 3, not 360, but Xbox One can play it too, but maybe it's just like how it is right now. Anyway, I agree 100%.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's.
It's probably a good.
I was gonna say that seems like a
Okay.
realistic timeline. Also, 2021. Like
Yeah.
we do ShadowKeep and the whole year of content that they have planned, and then maybe then maybe next September is like a lighter year of stuff that they have planned, but it is
Yeah.
a content
Probably like
season,
ShadowKeep.
seasonal type of rotation type of thing, and then we see if Destiny 3 is a reality.
Yeah, or whatever it's
Yeah.
called.
Or
Destin
Something
3.
new.
Destin 3. Yeah.
Destin 3.
Or
Destin 3.
it's possible that they upgrade Destiny 2's mechanics and engines and all that, or the underlying structure, and are able to potentially make some sort of derivative
Yeah.
of that. It's possible, but
Yep. Yeah, and look at the, they talk about it in the ViDoc, the changes to Armor 2.0 and like how much went into like the necessity of it, but also they have to unhook things and make it work and like think of being able to start from scratch with those action MMO ideas. Like that's what
Yeah.
I have in mind. It's not that there's anything wrong with where it's been heading, but I think they're kind of at a spot where just start fresh with everything. And that's a ton of work when they're already producing all this. So I don't know, how they pull that off, but I mean, Bungie's been doing this for a long time. They spend 5-6 years between really big games. Although now they're supporting stuff month to month with this, but I think it's realistic still.
yeah, for sure.
With the team size and everything. I was going to mention real fast. It might be a good note of like the immediate timeline. By the way, right? ShadowKeep comes out October 1st. I'm just looking at the map. I think it's worth repeating. The 5th of October, the raid launches on Saturday, along with the Vex Offensive. Then you have a few days later on the Tuesday reset. Hero and Legend Nightmare hunts begin on October 8th. Then on October 15th, we've got Master Nightmare hunts. That's a week later after they just launched there. And Iron Banner. October 22nd is a new exotic quest for Leviathan's Breath, the bow, the big heavy bow it looks like. And then we get a Festival of the Lost right around Halloween on October 29th through
Eververse.
November 19th. Yeah.
Festival of
Bunch-
Church.
Yeah. And then, and I thought this would be a good segue to after I finish the map, but the dungeon launch is on October 29th. So quite a ways out. It's not, right? And we know that it's a big story, but hold that thought one sec. New PvP mode launches October 29th. Momentum, control. And then we get another exotic quest along with the dungeon launch, which is interesting. October 29th, exotic quest for the Xenophage. And then the first raid challenge, November 5th. Finally, the Vex Offensive final assault is on November 19th. But that's the current roadmap.
Yeah.
But yeah, the dungeon is quite a ways out, and we got to see that in the ViDoc.
Yeah. Also, it's right around Halloween. Spooky.
Dungeon.
Oh, it is. You're right. It's totally a Halloween dungeon. It's
Dude,
during
that's badass.
It's during the Festival of the Lost too.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
Very cool. I think it's one of those things in Destiny that pretty much is almost universal in the community that like people love dungeons. Like I don't think they're ever gonna be like, oh man, we're only getting one new dungeon. So I'll take whatever I can get. They're really cool. Very
Dungeons
fun
were-
environment.
Really
Yeah,
cool
they-
addition.
They describe them as 3-person raid-like experiences, right?
Right,
If you
right.
can't get into a team of 6, I love, the current dungeon. We only have that, right?
That's it. Yeah.
Yeah.
In fact,
So this will be the first evolution.
yeah.
Sorry, go ahead.
Well, I really thought that we were going to get one during Season of Gambit. Like
Oh, really?
it seemed like it was the perfect place to drop another dungeon right there. But obviously, these things are probably insanely expensive to produce.
I wonder
Yeah.
how long they take to build. Like the very front, like someone just walking in, Luke Smith being like, you know what, we need a new dungeon. Like, and then how long does that, like from that moment? Months, probably. Like
I would say months, but I would like to, envision like Bungie, the TV show, where Luke Smith's like, "Hey, we need a dungeon. You got a week over here."
And he's eating something like a pear.
Yeah.
Yeah,
We're
real.
dungeon, all right?
It's the right way to give direction. Really careless, like
No.
I already have any respect for you. I'm eating an apple loudly. It's true. That's how you get
Hilarious.
it done. But yeah, we got to see, and they talked about it has traps in it. It
Yeah.
had these like rolling logs of spikes that you're going to be seemingly jumping over. They actually talked about how you descend into the moon. You know, I think it's the idea of the keep, right? The actual keep, and the idea that you sort of go down below. So it sounds like we're going to fall down and get down into this thing and then traverse it. It sounds really cool from a concept, and I just can't wait to see how it evolves and what loot is in there.
Well, see, that's one of the biggest things too, is that if it's anything like this previous dungeon, it's probably going to share some of the moon drops and all that. If it follows suit, I always think it's better if these things have a couple of pieces that are unique to it that can only drop. I mean, they did have the exotic bow, but like once you get the bow, you got the bow. There's no rolls to chase after.
Yeah.
And
Wish Ender.
yeah, the grindability of this stuff really is affected by how much loot you can go after. You know, like, are you going to really do reckoning if you have no other drops that you're chasing?
No, yeah.
No, right? So this is one of these things where I'd really love it if Bungie would take these pieces and make interesting loot pool decisions around it, so you can actually go in each week and try to get something that's only going to come from that activity. And also, the dungeons are great for people who want end game challenges but don't want to assemble 6-person raid teams, because you can solo that stuff. If you've honed your skills enough and gotten the right loadouts, you can actually go in and solo those things, and they give you achievements for soloing the dungeon and doing all that stuff. So sometimes I feel like it's a missed opportunity when they don't do things like that. You know, like
I would agree.
yeah.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
we'll
You know,
see.
my favorite part of the new dungeon will be, no doubt, jumping puzzles all
Jumping
day.
puzzles.
I
like
love
jumping puzzles.
Jumping puzzles. I don't know if I'm alone in that, but some people
I
really
truly
don't like
do.
them. People don't like them.
As a hunter main, I enjoy jumping puzzles.
Yes, hunters love two things:
What are you suggesting, Ted?
jumping
Just saying.
and jumping more.
Yeah, it's fun. I mean, sometimes I'll get shot and I'll be like, man, I'm out of this fight. Deuces, you know.
Sounds like you need those
Spring out of there.
bones of AO. You know, jump a little more.
Yeah. Yeah, I like the jumping puzzles. So I'm very much so looking forward to another dungeon. It's gonna be fun.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, it was cool to see the footage. It looks, spooky. I didn't even realize, until like, we looked at that it's right around Halloween. Plus, the exotic quest. I wonder if that's, just like Wish Ender, the xenophage. Like, do you have to do a dungeon to get it? I don't know.
Maybe.
But well, we'll see. Either way, it launches the same day. Festival of the Lost, dungeon launch, and an exotic quest, xenophage, all happening. Oh, and the new PvP mode. That's just such a big beat. 1 month roughly,
Yeah.
just shy of it.
October's looking
That's
packed.
a lot of new content.
You think
Yeah.
the exotic is probably tied to the dungeon then?
That's what I was wondering.
Most likely. Because they did that before
seems
again with
like
Wish
it.
Ender.
Yeah, exactly.
Mhm.
So, that's possible. That's what we're trained to think now. So, I mean, who's to say? I mean, it could be. Who knows? Maybe there would be something if there was another mission, like we saw with Outbreak or something. But I wonder if they had time for that content already. With all the new content, are we going to get a dungeon and a secret quest? I mean, it's possible though. Think about it. Maybe it's a secret quest kind of thing.
Yeah.
That would be cool.
I would love that.
Yeah, that's actually what reminded me. So the Gambit season of Gambit, we had Outbreak Perfected quest, and those take like 6 months or longer to make. And like you do that, you get the loot, you're done. That was essentially the dungeon for Gambit, but it's not a dungeon because it's just the quest for that gun.
It's a good point.
You know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like a half dungeon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's interesting because like I love that content for the first time going through it, and I'll enjoy it for a couple more times. But then when there's nothing else to get out of the loot, then it becomes I did it.
It's a shame
Yeah.
because, I mean, we all want Bungie to make content like that, but it does have a very short shelf life for like a large portion of the community, and you got to wonder how much of their resources they put into it. You know what I mean? It's like making a meal for dinner that takes you an entire week to make, but only one. You know what I mean? Like you're just gonna have it the one time, no leftovers, and it costs way too much money to make. But your wife really wants you to make it or something like that, you know? But it's part of. I just love the experience of doing those things.
Yeah, the first time you jump in, it's magical.
Yeah, it's awesome.
I'll never forget my first Trevor experience. By the way, those are kind of dungeon-esque.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, the Outbreak Perfected quest was dungeony.
I have dungeon.
It was dungeony.
One thing that you guys didn't talk about was this week Bungie has been releasing these little tidbits of storyline that is from Eris's perspective, and it's all text form. And I don't want to spoil it for anyone, but it is from Eris's perspective. And there's just one thing in there that if you look at it, now I'm going to try to refrain from spoilers. Should I?
Just on their Twitter?
Why don't you just tell everyone to do earmuffs if they don't
want?
Oh,
earmuffs. If you don't want to know. Anyway, the latest story, she goes to Petra and like she's going to see a queen, but it never says who. And when they write the word queen, which is in there like 7, 8 different times, they have it so that there's 2 spaces after each queen. And so like I know that, you know, Dado got blasted when he was invited to Bungie for like that live event, and he was like, "So is Eris evil?" And like everyone's like, "Well, actually, there's no way she could be evil." I know that, but you know, it would be a nice twist if
she was evil.
What if or if
just
like
a double agent?
Well, I think like the thing is like maybe what if Mara Solve is actually Savathun. Or like, you know, maybe like Marisolve's taken away, you know, your princess is in another castle and Bowser's looking like Mara. You know, he's got Bowsette on. Sorry, that's weird. But like, yeah, like what if, you know, like this is a projected image of Mara that she's going to visit.
Interesting.
Interesting stuff though.
Yeah, very interesting.
I'm looking forward to the story in this one. Yeah, like I've always loved Eris and Morla's reads on it. Just her voice is so cool. And in this,
you're all insufferable.
Yeah, it was so cool. You're all insufferable. She's screaming. I was like, I'm hyped now. This is awesome. Just to see that level of it's creepy and it's cool to hear a read like that. Like we hear, you know, loud, you know, stuff, but very rarely do we hear that much emotion in the lines.
Yeah, very true.
She's pretty upset.
Yeah, which I love. Whether we wanted it or not, she was upset.
Whether we wanted it or not. So yeah, I'm just looking forward to seeing Eris's stuff because like all the Marsa stuff was really cool as part of Forsaken and Eris, man. I was like, man, for years actually. I'm like, what? Like no more Eris? What is the deal? And
I was bummed out.
I was really bummed for like
it's gonna make it so worth it now.
Yeah, Eris has been one of the best characters that was introduced in Destiny for just interestingness across the board. So.
Yeah.
And I think from like the clips we've watched, like Bungie was probably in a board meeting or they're like, you know what? Let's take the Eris dial at 11.
Yeah.
She's like maximum Eris right now. She's freaking out and yelling and crazy things are happening. I'm into it. I'm feeling it.
Yeah.
My favorite part of the ViDoc was when she was like saying when you're all insufferable, but like the look that Ikora has is just like, oh,
she's like,
oh my God, who let her back to the table?
I know, yeah. Like, this was a mistake.
I told you guys, she's a freak.
Isn't there a sale at Hot Topic right now? You should be.
Her and Holtzman.
She's got the drip pants, man. She's got the drip pants.
Does anyone else notice her eyes are bleeding? Some kind of black goop. See a doctor, lady.
I mean, we always had Cade to deal with her, you know, when she, you know, now that Cade's not there, then it's dial it up to 11.
Yeah. That's true, too.
Maybe Cade was keeping her in check. Now she's gone full Savathun.
Get your rock off my map.
Yeah.
That's old Taken King flashback. How do I remember that? But I can't remember like my social security number.
You remember all the lines from Destiny 1, but
just can't. Yeah.
Get your rock off my map. So good.
Oh man. Any other news this week? Any tidbits.
We've got the TWAB. There was certainly there was other stuff in the ViDoc. You know, I mean, the truth is, I think we could keep going pretty deep. I think it's worth mentioning the power that we saw. It was like 1,016 because of the infinite. So there's a shot in there of
1,016
with 1,016 max power, which is 26. Wait, 30 is 980 the max? I think it is. Maybe it's 36 over power, but yeah, there's a shot of 1,016 of power, and so it just shows you that, you know, we could potentially get pretty high.
Is that right?
If you're willing, yeah, because you can go over the max. There's an infinite, like the artifact. Just
that's right.
Nobody's
the
stopping
artifact
it.
is infinite
Yeah, so
power.
it comes.
Yes,
yeah,
that is
but
correct.
I mean, you're gonna have to level that up. But that they showed us that it's got that kind of potential, I thought was interesting.
Yeah, that is.
Yeah, so that was a pretty big deal. So
Race you guys to power level 1,420.
Yeah.
there it is.
That's a challenge right there.
That's the challenge.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I guess that's why I said the ViDoc is full of tons of information.
Yeah, watch it.
Yeah, that's my suggestion right there, because it's a ViDoc and it's possible certain things could change by the time release happens. And, you know, we might not, it's also talking about the whole year of stuff. So, yes, it's centered around ShadowKeep, but it's also around year 3 of Destiny 2. And some of those things are probably earmarked for later seasons in there.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's how they headlined the TWAB this week. It was pretty much like, hey, we did this amazing, huge thing. They didn't use the word amazing. That's my word. But
enormous.
Big team of talented people, you know, to make a game that feels truly alive. And so you can see a bunch of those members hard at work in this new ViDoc is what they say. And go check it out, called The Moon and Beyond.
Yeah.
It's really good, and I would agree. It's one of their best.
Yeah, it's a great ViDoc. Yep. Gets you like excited about ShadowKeep, honestly.
Yeah, it makes me upset that they push back the release date. I should be playing
No
right
way.
now.
So
I'm joking.
happy.
I'm joking. I'm joking. I agree. I'm happy.
So
I can
glad that
meme.
they pushed it back.
I would have died with Borderlands. And,
Yeah, too
everything
much.
else.
Too much.
It worked out. Honestly, it worked out really nice. I'm excited that it's starting in October and
Me too.
And
seeing
it's
the roadmap.
spooky
It feels
season.
just right. Yeah, it's like
Feels
just the right
right.
time.
Yeah,
Dude, let's carve a pumpkin October 1st and not play.
I love it.
level up your pumpkin carving skills.
Yeah, let's do that, dudes.
I'm just gonna spec
I
hard.
wonder if they
at carving.
compressed. Yeah, I wonder if they compressed the timeline. Now that I think about it, right? Like, because they were planning this content, and so suddenly it became raid launch October 5th, and then 24 days later or whatever, Festival of the Lost. So we would have actually had a couple extra weeks of just kind of like after the raid, grinding. So it's actually even more compressed, which in a way is more exciting. We paid the price now. Not much left to do now, but like going in, it's going to be a month of a lot of content. And then when the next season launches, it's going to be even closer than before. So maybe, we were speculating that before, is like with the new time changes, right? Like what does that mean for all the seasons? And I think they're just going to compress things a bit because there was some waiting. It was only 2 weeks. It's like not a huge deal.
Yep.
That's what you think. Should we go through the TWAB a little bit?
There's not a whole lot in there. I mean,
there wasn't really
Go
like
for
the. I mean, I think it's worth mentioning that
let's
they
hit the bullet
repeated
points.
about. Yeah, so after they said with the ViDoc, they just kind of wanted to touch on belts and the contest mode and everything for the raid. So on Saturday, again, October 5th, you'll be invited back to the Garden of Salvation raid. And obviously that's in the Black Garden, but, this is the brand new raid. So contest mode will be active again for 24 hours. It's very similar setup to how Crown of Sorrows went. And remember, when contest is active, players will face an enforced challenge throughout the raid. Power beyond certain levels will provide no additional advantage for a given fight. E.g., for the first fight, so this is info, power above 890 doesn't provide an advantage. And for the final fight, power above 920 doesn't provide an advantage. So we know that's interesting, right? Because aren't we starting at 750?
yeah.
Yeah.
So we have like 4.
It's a lot of power.
Think of how fast. Yeah, it's also like, so we're going from what, 750 to 900 is what this sounds like to me in 4 days.
Well,
Which
the
is
goal is to hit 920 by Saturday.
Good
Right.
point.
That's-
well said.
Yeah,
Tef.
like
Look at
that's
you with
if
smart bills.
there's going to be a soft
I was thinking
cap.
about the first encounter.
Right, but there's going to be a soft cap. But if you're going to, you want to be completely raid ready. You want to shoot for 920 by Saturday morning.
Yeah.
But the climb, which is interesting, presumably we're gonna climb pretty fast, than what we're used to recently.
Mm-hmm.
We've climbed like this before in the past, obviously, but it's interesting that we just got to go up, 150, 170 power levels. So there's gonna be a lot of grinding to do. That'll be fun.
Yeah.
And remember, they made the changes to how primes work now, right? I was trying to remember the number. Wasn't it 900 or something? Remember? So they're gonna stack your charges, and you won't even get them until after. I think it was like around 900 or something.
The prime engrams?
Yeah, they changed prime. So primes, you won't even get them, I believe, until you
Until you hit soft cap?
I believe so. But you're getting the credit for them, if that makes sense. They said you'll get the charges will stack. I'm pretty sure.
Oh.
Didn't they use a different word than prime, like not prestige, but I think it was like
I think they
pinnacle,
did, yeah.
pinnacle engrams.
Jumbo.
Something like that.
Did they use a different word?
Jumbo's
I
gonna
mean,
be
this
my
was a
word.
while ago.
Pinnacle. I was like, that
Dank.
confused me because I thought of pinnacle weapons, but they're like pinnacle drops.
I didn't prepare to mention that, but I know I get stuff wrong a lot. Let's face it, but I'm quite confident on that one.
That's why
and
two
nobody in
questions.
chat's
Frankie, two
freaking.
questions.
Chat is not freaking out, so that's a good sign. So anyway, what I was getting at is I think you'll be doing a lot of story stuff and all that, and then basically, right, what's happening is right around when you're ready for the raid. Now you're starting to get these bigger, you need the big prime drops because you're starting to slow things down a little bit, right? So you're laughing at chat,
Yeah, definitely.
or are you laughing at what? What did I do? It's a
Nothing,
fact.
no, it's fine.
Okay, so that was I thought I was excited by that because power starting about 890, 900 for the first encounter, ending at about 920. So cool.
I'm
We know
very
the work
excited
that we
for the
gotta
raid.
do.
It's good.
I'm very excited.
Big time,
Black
big
Garden,
time.
dude. I
Yes.
can't wait. I cannot. And I hope it's Cora or however, like the Vex Hive Mind.
Mm-hmm.
It has to be the boss.
Sure.
Has to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Totally, man.
I mean, think about it. Okay, this is why I think it's Cora, because where are the Vex dropping? The moon. And why
That's
would they
'cause there's
drop at the
trouble
moon?
there?
because it's
Oh,
haunted.
true. Or it's because
Ultimate
Savathun
theory.
is asking for additional things because by that time we would have killed whoever the boss is.
She's asking for a Vex charge up.
Yeah, because technically it's a Vex hive mine. Or it's the hive control it. It's taken.
Okay. All Vexy.
It's yeah. I mean, yeah. It's
I'm sure
it's-
actually. So wait, what was Cora? Actually, I'm terrible with my lore. So Cora, like, is what? It is.
It's I
Is
think
it like a floating undying mind? Like kind of like what's the enemy type in your mind?
It is basically, hold on one second. I got it right here. Okay, here we go. Cora, Blade Transformed, is a Vex Axis Mine Hydra. So think very hardcore Hydra, who is manifested by the Vex in order to understand and conquer Oryx's throne world and realm, and the sword logic within it.
Yes.
It is now a powerful Taken commander under Savathun, the Witch Queen, having mastered the power to take through its simulations. And the reason why there's a 3-week rotation for Dreaming City is not because it's convenient plot lines. It is actually, but Cora is making it just a thing. And each time a week goes, Savathun gets stronger and stronger and stronger and stronger.
Right. Until year 4.
Yo, my name is Blessed, dude.
Damn. This is
I
Ben.
love
My
this.
name is Ben.
That's fantastic.
I'll see you, Star
I love it.
And then
Wow.
Pretty good.
I
That was
approve.
pretty good.
Mara Soul
I
came
approve of
out.
these lore thoughts. Yes. Lore thoughts.
Interesting. I never really was thinking about the last boss even yet. Will it be a high?
You want to put a bet on this? 500 Glimmer?
I'm gonna go with Cade.
No.
It's a little rich
Yes.
for my
Actually,
blood,
yeah,
but
I got a lot more.
Cade's gonna be a
glimmer coming.
nightmare. He's been self-manifested from the Cora Hive machine, drawn out by some super Vexy stuff, and then boom, end boss, Cade style. It's Cade on the rocks.
What if the Vex built an Aldrin robot?
Uldren.
And it's like a huge, like the old West, like Westworld. It's like, I don't know. Yeah, he's like really poorly, pushes his bangs back. Like, Anyway.
Hello, Guardian.
The
I am
Vex actually
Uldren.
captured the sweeper bot from the tower, and they beefed that guy up like insane.
Oh, no.
Okay, yeah.
Insane modifications.
Yeah.
And then that's
And-
the final boss.
And Varix introduces him. Sweeperbot, the defile. Like
Sweeperbot the Jacked.
the Jack.
Wait, I got a question. So Argos is a Hydra, I assume, right?
Okay, you
So
want me
did
It's
to
a
Google?
planet machine.
Would it be like Argos in your mind? I'm like thinking all
Wasn't
about this
Argos
queer art.
it was like the
Don't
machine
ask
that
me, man.
like it helped the planet sustain
It was
all
the
Vex
core.
stuff. Yeah. It's
Oh.
a planet core.
Yeah,
So it did
looked,
planet-
but I bet you it was
planet
based
duties.
on a Hydra model.
Well, no,
That's
it
how
was,
that works, but
right?
I would think like the boss would look like the
Come to
boss
the
from
prison.
Curse of Osiris. Very like it's a hive mind, but like maybe, if it's like this big boy taking commander, maybe it has some like of that
I'm down with it.
the Black Garden heart on it, Maybe it likes
think it-
poetry.
I just don't. I think it's a good theory, but I'm thinking a lot about. I'm such a buzzkill. I'm thinking about like in Crown of Sorrow, like there's just such a unique boss design, compared to what you'd expect. So,
Yes.
kind
I
of
wasn't
expecting
really
more of
expecting
that.
Korra. But
Well,
What were you expecting?
nothing, because I know nothing about the lore, honestly. So
yeah, exactly. That's where
I
I'm
was just
at.
gonna go in and be surprised, honestly.
Well, I'll take
Your
my
theory
knowledge
sounds
elsewhere.
great though. If it is Korra, I'm
Dude,
gonna be like,
I mean-
Blessious the lore god blessed my
Seriously,
brain with
man.
this knowledge.
He's calling it. It's calling it right now.
Yeah,
Calling it.
yeah. I look forward to it.
Interesting. Should we
Oh no, I got
continue?
the giggles now. I'm just
Because it was funny.
I'm just very passionate about this raid boss. I'm sorry,
Yeah.
guys. I'm just very
It's
passionate.
because we haven't had a Vex style legit big boy raid in a while. We've had these like Vex
Yeah.
lights,
yeah.
But the last serious Vex raid boss or Vex raid, like a serious Vex raid, was Vault of Glass.
Yeah, I mean, exactly. The first.
Yeah, so it's some big shoes, right?
It's a good
Yeah.
point. There's some big shoes to fill when you think about it, because everybody's so fond of the first raid and doing Vault of Glass and Atheon and throwing some nades at him and pushing him off the ledge.
Pushing him off that ledge.
Maybe that's the trick. That's all we got to do,
great
and you'll be
memory.
world's first. Just
There you go.
Push.
it's a secret.
Hey,
See,
are
they
you
think
listening
you
right
won't
now,
try.
Glad? Right
Are you
now.
still-
Solar grenades, buddy.
Just
Solar
just
grenades.
have it
You're gonna
solar
need
grenades.
them.
Push him off.
Sun bracers. You're gonna need it in a couple weeks, okay?
You can just push it off with tractor cannons.
Yeah,
Yeah. Oh yeah.
All six, just
blast.
I like it.
and it just starts to like it actually it staggers.
You cancel his stomp mechanic.
Ah, yes.
Yeah,
That'd be
I've
nice.
been playing too much Borderlands.
So in the TWAB, was there anything else that's
Yeah.
critical info?
Um,
They showed the emblems,
well,
right?
just yeah.
Mhm.
So remember,
look
well,
really
in it, you got another belt on the line, which is really good. They actually put out the rules to clarify for World's First, and so I think the only big note from it is that it's the if fire team cycled through different members during the activity, the final 6 remaining upon the completion of the final encounter will be declared the winners and be awarded the world's first title belts. The fire. This was a big change too. There's no exotic, right? The fire team must loot the final chest. I don't know if they say it here, but hold on. The fire team must loot the final chest before returning to orbit, or their finish may not be recorded. So don't forget to do that if you win and you freak out and go to orbit.
Oh my God.
And a team's official finish will be recorded when they get to orbit as well. So you got to open the chest and then you got to go to orbit. But they also said, let me find the line, just that they're not doing the exotic anymore because it was confusing, which is interesting. It was a reward before, but now they say, unlike in previous raids, the winning team won't receive an exotic drop from the final encounter. So don't rely on your loot stream to determine whether you may have won. We'll check our data. In other words, if you get an exotic, that would just be good fortune. That doesn't mean that you're first. But they're not going to guarantee it for those 6 players. I just think that's fine given the problems. I think it'd be nice to fix it in a way that it only goes, but I can see down to the last seconds. I guess it's the right thing to do. Do you guys agree with that? Like take away the exotic.
Yeah, that's fine.
So it's not
You know,
confusing.
Maybe
So
I'm
Dado
just-
doesn't cry.
Poor Dado.
I know that sucks, man.
You know, I'm just worried that I hope it doesn't create like any new problems. Because like imagine, so remember back in the last Wish raid, like and you killed like when we first played that raid, like you killed Riven and you're like, oh, it's over.
Oh
You know what I mean?
yeah.
'Cause, like, and then you do like then you have to run into the mouth and do the whole relay race thing. Can you imagine be like, oh, we have to be first, and the only way to be first, we have to back out to orbit. It's like imagine if they killed
Yeah.
Riven, instead they backed
Oh.
out to orbit. Like that would that would be bad.
Yeah, that's what's going to stress. Think about that. You have to, make sure you've opened the chest. You got to feel good that it's the only chest like you're getting at. There's nothing, and you got to back out to orbit, which at that point you might be worried about losing time. I hope there's no more problems. You said it well.
So you just need a really responsible raid leader that won't back out.
Correct.
No, but then
Yeah.
you lose time as well. Though that person's got a tough
Yeah, I mean,
job,
if you
man.
looted the chest, you looted the chest.
If you're like neck and neck, and there's like, wait, I don't know if it's it. I mean, it's gonna be obvious, by the way. Like the last chest is obvious, even with Riven, right? Like
Yep.
we
yeah.
thought it was the end, but when you loot the chest, it's like, oh well, it's obvious.
Yeah,
So
exactly.
I think we'll still be good on that. But you got to loot the chest and be like, guys, I don't care what you got. We're going to orbit. Like it's gonna be a crazy race to orbit for people. And what if somebody disconnected and crashed on the way to orbit? Would they not count in the final? Right? Little things like that could be interesting.
Lord.
Well, I bet that Bungie would see that and be like,
They
oh,
would see you were on
yeah.
that team at the chest, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
right.
Even though you don't make it to orbit, probably just one of your team members.
Sorry,
See,
bro.
that would be
Has
my
to make it to
luck.
Orbit in time.
Right.
Like,
Yeah.
holy crap, I did it.
Yeah.
Oh, guys, I got bambooed. Like,
Yeah,
you know,
know
like,
Yeah.
Cantaloupe.
I'd love that clarification for Bungie. But actually, if just one person from the team goes to orbit after the chest, I would imagine that counts. Like, does the whole team need to go to
whole
orbit?
team.
No,
To be
that's
safe,
a
the whole
question.
team needs to go
And
to
I-
orbit because then it
that
kills
actually-
the instance.
Maybe I don't know. Maybe you're right.
Because that's
That'd
what
be
it
funny, though,
records.
if
Is
there were, like,
the instance itself is done. It's complete.
new strategies coming in. So like if you beat what appears to be a boss and you get a loot drop that you think is the final loot drop. We're like, okay, by the way, Dado, we're kicking you to orbit right now. Just in case
You
the
go,
raid's
we'll
over.
that's
Dude,
actually big
that-
brained.
That's what I'm getting. That would be important here.
It would
Dude.
You're gonna have to have like a lot, just in case. I don't think we're gonna have to worry about this, by the way. But
I mean,
love
only if
that
you're going
we're-
for world
These are
first
the-
and you're
these are
at
the strats,
Quora.
right?
anything
big
can
Brian hours right now. Okay.
Big Brian.
Oh, yes, Big Brian knows.
Oh my god.
So just make sure if you're doing it though that you do actually spend time and read the
Loot
rules.
the
Things are
chest.
not
Make sure it
exactly the same.
says mission complete. Then go to orbit.
But
Oh,
think
yeah,
about
all
that's
you
one thing
gotta-
that it always says. Mission
Yeah, it
complete.
says mission complete. Yeah.
if
Uh,
you're
well.
sorry, go ahead.
No, you.
No, you.
I was just
No,
gonna say if
I
you're
was-
going for worlds first and you don't listen to DCP live, you're just not gonna be informed, and so that's a tough spot.
Good
to be in.
luck.
You know what I mean?
My god.
We'll be ready to go, Tev.
Yeah.
First.
Got all of the info behind us. We already know what the raid
Oh,
boss is. Thanks, Plus.
Yep.
You got it.
The insider
Weak
info.
points. Cora's softy, so don't say mean things to her. She gets enraged.
Okay.
So just
Butter
be
her up.
nice. Kill her with compliments. She's basically an Undertale boss.
Okay.
Kill her with kindness.
Send some Vex chocolate.
Yeah, yeah. You got.
All right.
All right. So
Do we have time for some questions?
well, wait. We should let's finish the update because you
Oh,
did
okay.
get off track.
Yes.
You do get the emblems, like we said. Again, something everybody knows, but
24-hour
worth
emblems,
clarifying.
yep.
24-hour emblem. It's like this very kind of clean green. It's really interesting looking, but check it out. Only the folks who do it within the first 24 hours get that exclusive emblem. And then they do have an emblem. And I had a question for you guys on this one. We also have this other emblem. It's this blue, like sort of tiled looking emblem with some gold something in it. But they say for anyone who completes the raid at their leisure, because before, didn't we get an emblem for the first week?
It's the normal emblem for completing it.
Right.
But also, wasn't there
No.
what did we get for the first week?
The first week was if you completed it. The first
Oh, the
week.
jacket. You
yeah,
buy the
jacket. That's right. Yeah,
That's what I'm
jacket.
thinking.
they got the
of.
24-hour.
Is there gonna be a jacket for
the
this? one, I
jacket?
wonder?
Yeah, if you complete it by reset, and then
There's got to be. But
They
the
probably
good note, right?
Yeah, they're probably gonna have a jacket.
Yeah, they talked about the belt, so the belt will return, and they'll get those to people, a few years later, based on the usual timeline. I'm just kidding, but they did say they're doing the belt again, and then, we don't know about a jacket yet. So, good point.
Yeah,
And that was, for the most part, the updates.
right. So yeah, they got a 24 emblem, and then they showed the emblem for just completing it in general. And they both look really cool.
Yeah,
I think the
I
emblem
like the one for.
the emblem for completing it just in general looks awesome.
Yeah, I
like
that's
it
what I'm
more
I
excited
think
about.
that one looks a
24
little
hour.
bit better.
Yeah.
The blue one.
Yeah.
It does, which is actually nice. So it's like if you see the weird one, you're like, oh dang, you guys are
Oh.
world's first. Like,
Right.
Whoa! Congrats.
first 24
on
hours.
24-hour completion. My God.
Yeah, I'd still would have liked to see. So wait, are they going to do an emblem for the
World's first? I guess
First?
not. Yeah, that's
But
what
they
I
did
was
that-
expecting too.
Bummer,
Yeah. They don't say they're not, but
They
don't
might be
say
keeping
it,
a
so-
surprise.
Yeah,
That would be cool. I would love
That would be cool.
surprises.
Mhm.
I welcome it.
That may be it. You may have nailed it. Is they're just not going to say anything and like,
You know, it'd be
oh,
really
but you know
cool.
what? They have these.
You know, it'd be really cool.
Yeah,
A ghost, a world's first ghost.
a ghost.
Dude,
That would be very cool.
Bungie does not steal that idea. Dude, that
With a
would be
completely
awesome. Like,
different
what is
Whip
the
it
ultimate
out, you're like,
trophy?
look at this thing in front
You're
of
like-
you.
Yeah,
You cannot not see it. Look at this.
yeah. You just walk around
Whip
the
it out.
tower with
Look at
tab
this thing.
all the time.
Or-
It's like,
You can't unsee.
Or
it.
maybe a projection, a ghost projection that says, first.
first.
I actually.
I like it.
How do you apply the aura? Actually, that's through the emblem, right?
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
See, that would be
Yeah.
it. Is not
Oh,
only do
yeah.
you get a world's first emblem, but you get an aura that you can apply with it.
World's first aura, and it's like
That's
so
unique
blinding.
and not like the weird Halo one. I'm not a
Yeah,
fan of
It's
like
a
that.
full
Yeah, I don't like it
body
either.
outline.
Mm.
That could be cool.
World's first shader.
Maybe that's a surprise.
Like it.
My God, all these
Ooh,
ideas.
world's first shader, man.
World's
See, that
first
was-
strike. Only you can play the strike. Jesus.
You're the only one who gets.
That's
that
right. I'm
exclusive
in here
content.
alone and I can't beat it.
Dude. Wouldn't that would be insane? By the way, if they like gave
That would.
you had access for the first week to a new strike, so you could stream it and what?
You get access to the new Trials of Osiris, but the catch is you can only play it with other world's first.
Oh yeah, exactly.
Oh my goodness.
It's literally.
I can't find anyone. It's not the matchmaking's bad.
The matchmaking is
Why
bugged.
is it so bad?
All right.
I love it.
We should do a few questions.
Questions?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right,
Let's-
I got
let's
some
have it.
questions. So I might not be Briar, but I love Briar. He's my internet dad.
Best.
This one is from Sam at Destroyer6665. He says, "What are some good games to play with your significant other in person? Fallout single player games do count."
That's a good one. I played Portal 2 with my fiance, and that was great. We loved
That's
playing
amazing.
that game together. Yeah, it wasn't too long. It was like a fun, easy, stress-free kind of puzzle game with really funny plot, and I don't know, very good game. Strongly recommend Portal 2 to play with your SO.
Heck yeah. The next question
good
is
call
from
right there.
Sassy Space Potato. What is your favorite Fallout in the series, and what is it that you liked about it?
New Vegas, because it's amazing. You guys play
Outer
Fallout New
Worlds.
Vegas?
Mm-mm. I didn't play Vegas.
That's a really amazing game.
Yeah, it's
I don't know.
Hardcore.
It's incredible. Go play it.
Mhm.
the next
Obsidian,
one, Obsidian. I'm excited for Outer Worlds. That
Outer
comes
Worlds,
out
So if
next
you liked,
month.
yeah, if you like New Vegas, you might get excited about Outer Worlds.
I am
Yeah.
excited. Yes.
Next question is from Granny less than 3420 and says, "Hey, any Pokemon fans here? Are you excited about Sir Fetched?"
Who's Pokemon
Yeah, I don't wanna-
fans?
I don't want to dominate the question so far, but I love Pokemon. Absolutely love it. I know there's been like drama about the new game not including all the Pokemon.
Oh God.
I know Pokemon.
The
drama.
national
It's
decks,
the,
man.
Oh,
the worst kind
they're
of drama.
offending the
but,
national deck.
they're upsetting the balance of the decks. But
Is
I
Sandic
still
gonna
want to
be
get
in
the
there?
game.
Yes.
Which one?
Sandic.
Diglett.
Okay.
Thank God. I don't know if
Thank
my
God.
soul could take that kind of shattering. If it wasn't incorporated.
Don't hate on Diglett, man. Diglett's cool.
Yeah,
I would. Jesus. There is some beef about to
His
form
team
in
is
this
older than
podcast.
You'd have some beef. Mesa level beef.
Mesa level
Yeah,
beef.
man.
I love that new bird evolution with leak sword.
Oh,
Come
Sirfetch'd?
here,
Yeah.
stab and
Far-fetched
sword.
evolution. It turns them into
Yeah.
Like a piss
a
sword?
huge onion. Yes.
There's a bird from the Gen 1 Pokemon game. Far-fetched. He's got like a green onion that he like whacks people with. It's like a real thing. Like, real Pokemon, even though it
Yeah,
sounds
it's
like a
real,
meme.
man.
Yeah,
I believe
he's
it
getting a
100%.
new evolution
Sounds
where
real.
now his green onion is like
His
turning
green
into a
onion.
sword.
It's
He,
a
like,
lance.
stabs people
Yeah, it's
with.
like a
Yeah,
lance.
lance.
He stabs people with his green
A
sword.
leak. That's really
Okay.
correct. Yes. Veggie sword.
The next one is from a Bungie dev, a dumb Puno or Punotorious. Pinotorious? Oh man, I
Yeah.
butchered that.
Pino, maybe?
He asked another
That's
Fallout
Adam
question.
Pino, yeah.
Yeah.
He asked,
God,
"Does
what did he
Fallout
ask?
have any facial hair tips?"
Oh,
Here we
Jesus
go.
Christ.
He's got to.
Adam,
I'm
why
curious
you-
about this because I'm in need.
I love Adam. Here's a great tip for growing good facial hair. Okay, have good genes. Okay, if your parents are very hairy, then guess what? You're gonna be hairy, bro. That's the way it works out. That's literally the only tip I have. No other tip.
Good tip. It's hard to,
Have
to
good
maximize
genes.
on for some people.
Yeah.
Yeah, agreed.
Respect your parental heritage.
Yeah,
Right. Yes.
Good.
yeah,
Go to-
respect. That's all it
Go
takes.
to the DNA machine
go-
and respec in there.
Yeah,
I
right.
personally hate shaving, so the grass is always greener, my friends.
True.
Like to just not have to shave for like a week or like it doesn't
that would
hurt
be
all
nice.
the like ugh.
Or have
I would love it.
So much body hair. God damn.
Yeah, there's that as well. It's what's under my shirt. It's just a ton
Just
of
a
like,
happy
body.
forest.
It's just the trees. It's the infinite
Coming
forest.
out of my shoulders right now. It's like that is the infinite forest. I like that. Good call. Was that? Did you say that, Bless?
Yeah, I did.
Oh,
Bum,
perfect.
bum, ba-dum, bum. Hey,
That's what it's based on.
the next question is by
I thought you were gonna say Bife for a second. I'm like, oh no. he's watching.
Noralo. And he says, "What's your opinion about Iron Banner and skill-based matchmaking? SBMM is the reason why I avoid IB. I hope a limb won't have SBMM."
So many like short names.
You know,
But yeah,
can you just
they don't
roll
like
that back
skill-based
from the beginning
matchmaking.
real quick one more time?
Sure. What is your opinion about Iron Banner and skill-based matchmaking? Skill-based matchmaking is the reason why I avoid Iron Banner. I hope that in the future, elimination won't be skill-based matchmaking.
Is he asking about elimination?
We-
or Iron Man?
I think he just wants to know your thoughts about skill-based
About
matchmaking.
skill-based matchmaking.
And we talk about it a lot on the podcast, and the general consensus is when when you have peer-to-peer connections, it's really tough to balance skill-based matchmaking at high tiers because the matchmaking gets very, very stretched to match high level. When it's mid-level, it's usually okay, honestly.
Yeah, sorry, I was looking at
Yeah,
dog.
Bless's dog's on camera now, so
Sorry.
we're
It's
all like
maximum
just
adorable
sits so
creature on
cute.
the
Max
camera right now.
adorbs.
And the dog is pretty
Oh
good
my
looking
god,
too.
it's
But,
Aw.
there it is.
I feel like we could go on forever. Every time skill-based matchmaking comes up in any capacity, it's always really difficult. It's like there's upsides to it, there's downsides to it.
Mhm.
Same thing with connection-based matchmaking. There's upsides to it, there's downsides to it.
Dedicated servers.
Right? Yeah, let's get into that.
Yeah, I mean,
exactly.
yeah, let's talk about that. But hopefully, whatever Bungie's doing, we know that they care about it a lot, like because it's something they're always talking about and tweaking. I think, at least that is my understanding, that they're always trying to perfect matchmaking to get it in the right place because they're always hearing feedback from people like us. It's like that. It's like your grandma who's always trying to perfect, her chocolate chip cookie recipe.
Oh, I
Like,
love
it's-
those cookies.
Perfect.
Hopefully, whatever they're doing, they're just continually working on it. But yeah,
Skill-based cookies. We got it.
Skill-based
exactly, yeah,
cookies.
skill-based
Skill-based
cookies.
Tangential question with the new infinite power. How do you think they address that, if at all, in Iron Banner, or anything with power, but Iron Banner? in
Let it run
particular?
wild.
Do you think they'll
Let it
you
run
think?
wild.
It's
Or
the
you
Iron
think
I bet it'll
they'll
have a
test
cap.
it? Yeah, they'll just cap like your max
Super
power.
hard.
Yeah,
cap.
like must be 950 to get in probably.
Well, to get
To
in, but I
even
mean, what's
queue?
the absolute max?
To even queue.
It's where the big
I
dogs
like it.
play.
Yeah?
It's where the
Big
Iron
wolves.
Wolves play, baby.
Iron.
Okay.
Iron Lords.
Oh, that's pretty good,
They,
dude.
they renamed the Iron
Shax,
Banner
do you
to
have any water?
the Salty Spittoon.
The salty spittoon.
How tough are you?
Can I ask you a
Shax.
question? If you don't know the lore, that's cool. But where the heck is Lady Ifrit?
Oh yeah, no, great question.
I don't know.
Like if she and remember when she had this voice line in D1 Rise of Iron where she was like, "Yeah, I came from this colony on the edge of space of our universe, and then it's
That's
a
how
bunch
it
of
showed up.
guardians hanging out there. We don't want
She
to fight."
said that?
D3.
Yeah, there's a guardian village in the randomness of our universe that they're just being neutral. They're being, yeah, they're just being
I want
like,
to
"Nah,
visit that
dude."
place, man.
What if the Drifter's from there actually originally? Would that
He
make
got
any
out.
sense?
He got ousted or whatever.
I don't know, but maybe he takes a different form and like you don't even know.
What if
Can he
she
do
is
stuff like
Savathun?
What if she's Korra?
That's the question. What if? Hive mind. Anyway,
Oh my god.
it was a serious question. Do you think they'll put a max cap on Iron Banner because your artifact? Some people could be 982, or you could be 1,000. Or
Do you think they're
do you think
gonna
they'll
like
max cap it, or they'll just let you run wild? At
What-
20 over?
What if they
people
just
sometimes?
restructure Iron Banner to be a different game mode instead of relying on power?
Call it trials?
It's
Got it.
Trials of Osiris. Trials. Yeah. It's a good question,
Yeah.
especially if they
Yeah,
brought back
I would
Trials
agree.
legit and there was power involved.
Yeah.
Like they do have to answer those questions, or they make whatever is above, just like I said, the cap. Honestly, the most normal design would be just cap whatever power is the max. Any bonus power only applies in PvE.
Yeah, that question really did like make me think. That's something I never thought of, Fran.
Yeah. By the way, credit goes to chat though. I saw it like 25 minutes ago or in chat. Sorry, I don't know the name of the person who said it. Close to credit. Half credit.
Half credit.
But anyway, lots to see what happens with the artifact.
Yeah.
With that. So
Do we answer the
And
original
PvE.
question?
yeah, skill based, I guess.
Yeah.
Contest.
I think the answers was dedicated servers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm joking.
Skill-based
I remember
matchmaking.
that,
Oh yes, dedicated.
Skill-based
server.
matchmaking has like uses, but when you get to like the top 20, 10%, 5% of the player population, it then becomes a train wreck for like 40 to 50% of those games.
Yeah. If you guys are ready for the final question, here it is.
Yeah.
The final question. Where does DCP and Fallout stand on XP stacking? Should Bungie wipe all bounties, or should we be allowed to prep for the new season by the future fatness?
What you think, Fallout?
That's a good question. So we're talking about the ability to do a bunch of bounties in advance and then like not turn them in. Just we're sitting on a pile,
Yeah,
like
just
a,
sitting
like a
on just a
dragon with
pile.
gold coins, waiting to
Yes.
for the new content to roll over.
Smaug.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're Smaug.
Yeah, I like that.
Smaug.
Smaug.
I don't know. I kind of like doing that. It gives an extra element of preparation to it. I think it gives me something to do while I'm waiting for the new content. I know it's not.
I don't like
wildly
it at all.
strategic, but I mean, it does have drawbacks. You know what I mean? I feel like part of the race to the world's first should be fun, and it definitely is not fun to be like, all right, cool, let's hop on every character and do a trillion bounties. That, you know what I mean? Like,
Especially
Exactly.
gambit bounties. Those are the best.
What was it the
favorite.
one time? Like someone had just a bunch of what was it, Engrams?
They had
What's funny?
They had the what's it called? The Last Wish
I-
tokens to pop chests.
right.
Yeah,
stacked
but
a
that
bunch
was
of those.
recently. And that was for bounties. But I was going to say, remember, this goes all the way back to, was it Grenadier Jake in Destiny 1?
Mm-hmm.
When, what did he
Yep.
save? He saved a bunch of exotic engrams or something? What was it?
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Yeah.
And that he got like, so he was way ahead of people. We were like, what happened? And he saved yeah.
Yeah.
I
I was
love
so
the
mad. I'm like,
never-ending
why?
battle. Go on.
Oh, sorry. when that happens, I'm like, why? Like that stinks, because I'm like, it's good for him.
Sure.
It's awesome for him. But like for me, I'm like, I'm here trying, man.
Yeah, like F me, I guess. Like it's funny in retrospect, like, but
in retrospect,
I love the never-ending battle between like the devs and the players. You know what I mean? Like we're always trying to, no matter what they do, to curb, people beating the system, and the players are always going to be out there trying to beat the system one way or another. And I mean, sometimes it's funny, sometimes it can be game breaking, but it's just something I find.
Yeah, I feel strong. I hope that they wipe stuff like that. Like I don't want to take away allowing people stuff to do, but when it affects World's First and all that, and they have contests now. Those really helps. Yeah. But even then, like just the act of getting to 900-ish or 925 or whatever. I think it should be as even as possible. And there's always going to be edge cases, right? Like what happens if you didn't get, Redrix, but you're on the edge of it? Do you reset the bound, or Wendigo is maybe a better example. Like what do you do with power weapons or exotic quests? Like I think there would be edge cases, but main like other power bounties and stuff, I'd prefer they wipe them because I gotta say it every time it's coming up. Power per hour. The more that they know, the sort of roughly the average per hour. In other words, they've already, I hope, thought, and I want to throw it out there, what is the average power per hour? If we start on Tuesday and we got about 4 days to play, I do go back to, where, I didn't have as much flexibility as I now have running my own business. Even then, though, stuff comes up and it's like people were playing 10 to 14 hours a day to prep. And some of the leaders in the community that got World's First played a monster amount of time over the course of 10 days. And so what I'm saying is I really hope we don't have to play for 30, 40 hours and then raid for 15 hours. Like I kind of hope that there's like I'm just going to say 5 to 7 hours a day you'd be in a good spot. Maybe even 5. That's a lot of power per hour, by the way, when you think about it. 750 to 900. Can't wait to find out what the power per hour average is. But I do feel strongly about it. People got lives, and if you want to raid on that day, how many hours you got to play? That's all I'm saying. And I hope they really thought about it. I've been saying this for many years, I know, and it should be a challenge.
I remember you were pretty upset about Last Wish.
That was it. Yeah. I, so busy at IGN. I was going home. Yeah. And I was playing 5-6 hours a night for 10 days every day. So, you sink whatever, 50, 60 hours in that time. And I thought, oh yeah. And man, like there was a certain amount of issues. And even then I was like, oh man, people who played 10 hours a day were in much better shape than I was. And I just hope we don't go back to that for this. Even with contest rules, it's nice because and I just think it's good for mental health, to be quite honest. And we've talked about this with the raid. Yeah. I don't know how to solve it right, but I don't want to have to raid for 18 hours. We were a mess.
Exactly. And I like that Bungie is they're realizing that, World's First is a really fun event. I love it. It brings the entire community together in a very unique way. But we don't want it to be like ruining people's marriages and stuff like that, right? There has to be a balance between like, let's play and get ready for the raid is awesome. And like, I'm leaving you. You've been playing Destiny for 19 hours a day. It's too much. There has to be a balance.
If I could just say this and to tie in perfectly with that, I was really playing WoW Classic really hard. And if you don't know, it's a major time sink. Like not only are people like doing yes. But like I'm just saying, so like what you said right there about like, oh, like I'm gonna leave you, you're playing too. I got to this point where like I'm putting in these insane hours, like more than like 15-hour days into just to get to 60, let alone prep for it. And it's just like, it's not worth it. I mean, I get to wake up early and like but like at what cost? Me not going to the gym, me not being technically healthy. Bro. Yeah, I'm just saying, like, I agree with you, Fran, and like, you don't need to be doing 12-hour days every day to be raid ready.
Yeah. In other words, I believe there is a perspective of, and I get it, it's like those are the people who earned it, man. They ground their faces off, and I do respect that commitment and the ability, but one, I question, mental and physical health as part of it. I really I feel like, I've done it, playing a game for 10 hours straight for 5 days in a row. You're not like in the best mental shape. Like you might be winning at the game, but truthfully, right, you're putting a lot of stuff aside in your life. But Again, I'm not asking it to be easy. I don't think playing 5-7 hours a day, whatever it is by any means the imagination a small amount of time in a 4-day span. So I don't know. Be curious to see. But I did the quick math. I was like, oh wait, if we gotta bounce to 900, that's 150 power levels. That's like if I played, I think it was 5 hours a day. That'd be like 7 to 8 an hour of power levels. So it's not gonna be all even. It's 900, right?
Yeah. So the first 150 is going to be
you'll
really quick.
go fast.
Yeah, you're going to jump levels fast.
Yeah, like 7. So yeah, we'll see.
Are we going to level 50?
Oh yeah.
Oh,
Are we? We might be. I don't know.
Did they say anything about that?
I don't even remember.
Because
I don't
I
even pay
know
attention
not
to that
this
anymore.
ViDoc, but like I think the one before it, didn't they? They showed something where like instead of the number, it showed their class icon.
Right.
So instead of 40, it was like showing just hunter icon,
Yeah.
warlock icon. That's the reason why I brought that up.
Yeah.
I guess like that doesn't matter. I guess like your light level, your power level is the one that technically matters.
Yeah, I mean it's tied to weapons normally, right? But it's a good point. But yeah, that's interesting. And,
no
and as a
more
reminder, we all start at everything, all your vault and everything will be
Boosted
750, which is a nice.
I'm so happy about that.
Me too, man.
As a lazy dude, I'm very happy about that.
Yeah. That was the last question?
That was the last question.
Damn.
And I'd like to preface it. You guys were talking about like, I don't even think this is going to be an hour long.
I knew it was
We
going to be
didn't
longer.
say that.
Always. Yep. All right.
I've never heard that uttered.
That is the show. That's episode 154 of DCP Live. Thank you very much for watching, guys. Shout out to our Patreons making the show happen, and everybody who's used their Scuf code and all that stuff. And whether you're supporting us via the Twitch channel or watching live or listening through Podbean or on the YouTube channel, really appreciate all the support, guys, just across the board, all the viewership.
Thank you.
Fallout, where can we find more of you, man?
If you can't get enough of me, which seems wrong, youtube.com/FalloutPlays, twitch.tv/FalloutPlays, and Twitter @FalloutPlays. Hit me up anytime.
Awesome. Bless?
You can find me twitch.tv/Blessious. Tomorrow, playing some D2, trying to get more on that Redrix, and then playing the new Legend of Zelda Link's Awakening.
I'm
That
jealous.
comes out tomorrow. Yeah, and then more Destiny 2 after that, and also youtube.com/Blessious. And also, thank you guys for having me on.
Absolutely, man. Fran?
Likewise.
Yeah. And you can find me at Twitch TV/FM3_. Of course, I still got that underscore under there, but playing a lot of Borderlands right now and really enjoying it. I want to finish Control still, but I'll play a little Destiny, get prepped. But I've been enjoying the break before we go in crazy.
Borderlands is
Same.
delicious.
It's fun. It's delicious.
Very fun.
It's a
Very
delicious treat for a looter shooter.
Did you do the Dinklebot mission? Kill Dinklebot?
I ran into
in
Dinklebot
Borderlands?
by accident. And I was like,
Oh, really?
Dinklebot? And then like I got a ludogram and I was like,
Yeah.
an engram? And then I brought it to Crazy Earl.
Oh, I didn't do this yet. I heard
Really
about it.
funny.
I just happened to get the drop and he showed up. It's a rare spawn. I brought it to Crazy Earl and he gave me a white gun. I was like, classic.
Yeah.
I heard
And
about
did you
it.
notice it looks like
Classy.
Kvostov?
Oh, I didn't notice that.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't look at it. I just picked
That's
it up and threw it
cool.
away.
Yeah, I did the same thing.
Like
but I
so
was like,
many
wait, that
people
looks like
threw it
Kvostov.
away.
Yeah.
That's great.
That's amazing. I didn't realize it was Kvostov.
I heard something. I'll tell you after. Actually, I heard something about that quest.
Oh.
Tef, that
Oh, interesting.
it's still a Destiny commentary, but anyway, I don't want to spoil it for anybody. So
True. All right. Well, you can also find me on twitter.com/Teft. Catch my streams, twitch.tv/TeftyTeft. And I have also been playing an absolute buttload of Borderlands. I'm a huge fan of Borderlands, so it's kind of, it's one of those things where when I finished Borderlands 2 and all the DLCs, I was like, can't wait till the next one. And 5 years later, finally showed up.
Ouch.
Yeah, so it's been a long wait for me, and I've been loving it very much so. But looking forward to the Destiny schedule and ShadowKeep, new raid and dungeon, all that stuff. So, and that's the show, guys.
One more thing. I forgot the Borderlands show, the official Borderlands show tomorrow is queued it up, but I'm on that with Craig Miller, and we'll be doing that about once a month. So there's new details,
Spicy details.
about upcoming stuff, and an interview with the creative director. So
Awesome.
if you want to support me, just head to youtube.com/Borderlands game, or it's right here on Twitch on Borderlands.
Awesome.
That's awesome, man.
I'm excited about
Yep.
that.
Job.
It's a beefy one.
Beefy. Awesome. All right. We'll see you next time, guys. Bye.